Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. The Titans continuing their interviews today for a brand new general manager. 3 names have been said to interview today. Browns assistant general manager Glenn Cook, 49ers director of pro personnel Rand Carthon, as well as Bears assistant GM Ian Cunningham. Now, around the NFL, there's a wide receiver that probably shouldn't have been playing last week, but he did play, and now he's injured, now he's out. That player? Mike Williams, as he is not going to be playing this weekend nor next weekend for the LA Chargers. In fact, his doctors are saying that the only way that he most likely steps on the field again this season is if the Chargers are playing in Arizona in the Super Bowl. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Friday edition. You did it. You made it to the end of the week.
We are here.
Brad Doherty with you. Yeah. I feel like I said Brad Doherty with you. That's not true.
He's in North Carolina.
Brett.
Brett Doherty with you.
Brent. You made the end silent. Both of y'all made the end silent.
I know.
I don't know who I am. Brent Doherty with you. Snowy day in Nashville.
It's cold.
What is wrong with you?
That stinks.
Bah humbug.
I know.
It's literally been 150 degrees in this studio for like a month.
Okay, well, guess what? Now it's minus 100 degrees
And you
in this
immediately
studio.
start complaining. Can't you give us one day of like, it's cold in the studio and we can all deal with it?
No.
You came from the TV world. It's cold in TV studios.
I know, but you're mentally prepared for it. I'm not mentally prepared for it here. I'm about to put my beanie and my coat back on. I'm about to have to work in my beanie.
We were working on some stuff earlier. You were in a tank top.
I know, because I was sweating.
Woman, no.
You want to know why people get sick? I'm like sweating.
To the oldies.
I almost said that.
What did he say?
Sweating to the oldies.
Sweating to the oldies.
Sweating earlier. Had to take my sweater off. I got like a tube top on. Then I walk in this studio. That was not on Zone TV.
I'm glad we're all family around here.
Then I
"Babs,
walk
we don't
in
care.
here.
Do whatever you have to do.
I know. I'm like, I know y'all don't care.
We don't.
Then I walk in here. It's 20 degrees. I'm going to put my beanie and my sweatshirt back on. Hey, to everybody at home, you guys feel me, right? Because it's the same. You walk into one office for work and it's cold. You walk into another. It's 9,000 degrees. Maybe your house is, upstairs is cold. Downstairs is hot. I mean...
Rant's done.
Welcome to the show, Babs.
It's Trash Talk Friday.
That's Buck.
That was good trash talk, Babs.
Happy Friday.
Twitch, please.
She is talking to me. But here's the thing, Babs. Blaine and Mickey have the problem solved. They have a fireplace on the television right behind
I
Ron
know. But it didn't give off any warmth. It just looks like Slay's hair's on fire.
Mental warfare over here. That's what it is.
Visualization.
It's serious. I'm going
Darn.
to take a picture of this.
Just pretend like it's really warm coming off that fireplace on the wall.
It is really warm on Slay's hair. Oh
You
my
are
gosh.
taking a picture.
See, I was
I'm
looking
going to
up.
put it on social media at
Wait.
Don Davenport TN if you want it.
You disappeared a little while ago. Did you go get trimmed up
Yeah,
for
I
your
had-
big
yeah.
SEC network thing tomorrow?
Yeah, man, I had to get chopped up, man, a little bit. I can't just go in a half step and representing the city like that. 615 in the zone. I can't do that. Like, how would I look out there representing my teammates like that?
We be in the city.
You know what I'm saying? Babs would be texting me like, Slay, why didn't you get a hat?
National TV with that hair.
Totally.
When you
would.
tune into the
Got it under
SEC
control.
network tomorrow, make sure you do to see our guy Ron Slay.
I will be in the building.
This got no roof.
That's right, on a Friday. A cold Friday.
Why the hell would we have a roof on a car on a Friday?
That would be silly. That would be
This is
only
30 degrees.
No, you just don't drive. You stay at home if you don't want to be out here with no roof.
Nah, let it rip all the time.
Regardless
Listen, man.
of the weather.
Hey, we all get one life.
It was hailing yesterday.
Don't
yo.
waste a day.
I feel you.
Let it rip. Car ain't got no roof.
Car ain't got no roof.
every day.
I think my chair is all messed up.
You're short today.
I know it always goes down. My chair, somebody been bouncing in it.
It's Hansel and Gretel or Little Bo Peep or who is it with the porridge?
The three little bears.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Goldilocks.
Yeah, Goldilocks. Goldilocks is up in here.
Yeah. Playing around in the seat.
Babs, what's wrong with you?
She's cold.
I'm like missing a day this week. It's Friday already. How did this
Just teleported through one of those days in your back.
See, she just had this look on her face, and I'm like, well, we need to investigate
so
this.
confused.
We're over here talking
How do
about
we get here?
porridge and chairs, and she's like, I missed a day.
I missed a day. Well, so do you know, because I was going back through Miss Amy's interviews for GM, and then I was like, wait, but that happened yesterday, but that was Thursday. I'm missing a day. I think I slept through a day.
Wait, Amy Adams Strunk is going to work
How's
for
that?
General Motors? Is that what we're doing here?
No.
Yeah, her GM interviews. Miss Amy.
Yeah, she's on it. Yeah, they've got some sort of committee over there working through some interviews.
They do. Would you like me to name the committee members?
Yes.
Miss Amy.
Yes. Well, yeah.
I hope.
Okay.
Kenneth Adams Jr.
Yep. Love
The
Kenny.
fourth.
Kenny Adams.
Family.
Yes.
Kenny A. Kenny A. Getting it done.
Hey.
Kenny. We got too much coffee
It's
today.
Friday, baby. It's Friday.
Just started. Babs is on one this week, man.
Yeah. Been fired up all week, baby.
I mean, if you missed it, like, when was it? Wednesday? When I get into these things, like, if your name was different, like, if you went by your middle name, would your life be different?
Would you be in a different profession?
Right,
Which
and so-
actually is a fascinating conversation.
I think it's real, though, because we were talking about Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yep.
And his name is actually like John Sherman Smith-Schuster. So my point was, like, would he be a different person? Like, would his career path, his life trajectory be different if he were Sherman Schuster?
I think so.
And Slay said there's no way he's a wide receiver if his name is Sherman Schuster.
No, sir.
What is he? Lineman?
I think he like
a bank teller or something.
no, like a house painter.
Hey, Mr. Schuster.
Hey, speaking of, I need one of those. Call me.
So then Babs was like,
Directly.
oh, you need a house painter.
Yes.
All right, house painters out there, call
Yes.
Hunt.
We need you.
Call Hunk.
Davenport needs.
I need a
needs it
good.
done.
I need a good deal. House painting is so expensive.
Call
So
now.
expensive because why would you want to do that? Like, house painter guy, I respect the hell out of you.
I have painted like 4 rooms in my life.
No, I'm
and
done. I'm
you
done.
can't reach your arms up the next day.
Speak for yourself.
It's. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
but-
sorry. You volunteering to come paint
No,
my house?
no.
No,
Those
she's
days
saying
are
you
done.
get tired.
Oh,
with your
okay.
I'm saying it is.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
hard.
thought you were saying your length.
Hard work.
Here's where you mess up with the
thought the
painting
length.
at the house.
I
Yeah.
thought you were saying height.
Here's where you mess up with the painting at the house.
You get
The-
impatient.
The tape.
Yeah. And then you screw up the tape job or
Yep,
you
and then
half
it's on the
aid
crown
tape.
molding.
Yep. Now listen to this. I allowed Mr. Babs to
I
paint
allowed.
This
Here
your
we
fault.
go.
a room
This is your
upstairs.
I allowed Mr.
There is
Babs.
paint all over the door jambs. There's paint all over the light bulbs. Didn't take the little things off of the plugs, so there's all those are all painted. There's
Guess-
paint in the bathtub.
Guess whose fault that is?
Mine for
Yours.
letting him do it.
No, but guess,
I know.
in defense of
100% you're
Mr.
right.
Babs, I'm gonna speak for him. Did the room get painted?
Well, yeah, but I'd rather it not. Slay, no.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, so back to this committee. Burke Nihill.
Wait. We were talking about house paint. No, so I
Oh,
was
we were talking about names.
Sherman Schuster. So Babs goes, if you miss a show on, I think it was Wednesday, Babs says,
Oh, yeah.
you're always on this. Like, you're always on this. I said, I know. I'm on lots of things, like, all the time. And that's spring forward and stay there,
Yep.
you know? I don't even know about the Eastern. Like, why do we need Eastern time? You know what I mean?
That don't exist.
Jeez, you're just hating on the normal world.
Well,
We're
why do
the
we need Monday
abnormal
Night
ones.
Football at 9 o'clock?
No,
Why do
I
we
agree.
need
Hey, then-
Tennessee Vanderbilt starting at 9 o'clock anywhere?
The national championship game, this was the earliest it had been played.
Yeah, 17.1 million. Fewest people ever watched it.
That's why they
That ain't
gotta get
because
on
of
out the way.
time.
But anyway, so I said, so Babs, if your name was Babette Davenport, what would you be? And she said, probably a stripper.
Yeah, it sure did. I forgot about that. It sure did.
That was the day I slept through. I don't even remember that. That was
Yep.
Wednesday. That's why I'm missing a day.
running red on
You
Talking
were
her.
about
you were on
stripping,
drugs.
and there you go. That must
Sure
have
was.
been
No, it was the she was coming back from.
being sick.
Yeah.
I was really on
It
point.
was the
Oh, that might have been Tuesday.
I almost said the disease. It was the virus.
It might have been Monday. You're right, though. This week is flying by.
It's flown by.
Yes.
I hope
Yeah,
it's
it
flying
was
by for
Monday
y'all.
because Slay and Brent were out at scoreboard
Yes,
Ah.
for the NCAA.
because that was
right.
Todd Downing Day.
Oh, so
Championship.
Dawn Stripper Day was Tuesday then.
Oh, it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
I do like the beanie, though. That's a good look.
Oh, it's so warm.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I can't pull off a beanie. Like, certain people can't pull off beanies. Certain people can't pull off tank tops. I can't pull off either one of them.
Was it, what the head? What is your
I
head?
don't know. But so we moved the other day. Yeah, probably. Weak shoulders. I don't know. So we I have
It
a
does
big.
affect beanie and tank top.
I do have a big head.
What?
It does.
Yeah,
With
it does.
shoulders.
So we're in the process of moving. So I found my clippers, like to edge my stuff up, my beard and my goatee and all that.
Yeah.
And but then I couldn't find the power cord. So I only had a certain amount of days where I could like trim it up.
Better get to it.
I noticed.
Yeah, Dawn noticed.
Did she?
And
Yeah.
I said I really don't know what to do about this except for maybe wear flannel or like corduroys, maybe a beanie.
Good country boy.
And walk around with a big thing of coffee, like a venti coffee from Starbucks. Or something.
Go like
Farmer
what
John.
do we call Buck? Millennial.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Go like rustic.
Hipster.
I was about to say
I go hipster.
rustic, sexy millennial.
Oh, why was I going to say
Oh,
farmer?
thanks, Beth.
Yeah,
I went farmer.
anytime. Okay,
Okay, so yeah, committee.
back to it. Miss Amy, Kenneth
Yeah.
Adams,
Yeah.
Burke Nihill,
Yeah.
one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Aldolfo
Who's that?
Adolfo Birch, the chief legal officer for the Titans, and
Yep.
Dan Worley, senior vice president, general counsel there for the Titans. So
That's
those
a
are your
good group.
main committee members in this GM interview process.
Those are all really smart people,
Yes.
which is good. So
They're needed.
when they go through the interviews, they release a statement like we just interviewed this guy.
right.
So they interviewed the in-house guys
Yes.
first.
Ryan Cowden, which Titans fans know well, and Monty Ossenfort. I didn't realize Cowden had been in the NFL for 23 years.
Yep.
Like, it's been a while.
He's
and-
got tentacles.
So the interesting
Carolina.
part of all this, so obviously we know.
Slays out on Cowden because of Carolina.
What do you mean?
Harold's Carolina.
You know who came from Carolina, don't you?
Dennis Daly.
You cannot just group everybody together.
It was also the last time he blocked somebody.
I'm doing, hey,
Honk.
scouting.
I'm not sure he
doing,
did
Honk, you want to
block
weigh in on
anybody there
Wisconsin
either.
girls again?
Oh my
Scouting.
gosh, Hunk is a hater.
He's coming home single.
scouting profiling is what I'm doing.
You're Titan Counting with Dennis Daly?
I don't know.
You can't do that, Slay.
It just popped across my screen.
You can't. You're stuck on this. You're stuck on this.
I'm trying to put
Stuck
two and two
on
together.
you.
How can a man make it this long in the league and then continue playing in the starter's role? And that's the only thing I can come with. I had to do a background research, development team together, get them there, and that's what they came back with, Babsy.
This is not Ryan Cowden's fault.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying they have something in common.
On a serious note, can I say this? Because I
Are we ever going to stop you from doing anything?
No, you can't say it,
Have
Babsy.
we even gotten
no,
through
you
the
can't
list of
say it.
interviews
You
yet?
can't say it.
One of my
No.
best friends is your husband. I ain't stopping you from doing
Can't
that.
say it. Can't say it, baby.
I know things.
No, I was gonna pull it to a serious. Like we're kind of joking. You're joking about the Daily Carolina. Okay, maybe
ain't
you're not
joking, Babs.
joking. Whatever. But this is. I will put this out there because there's a lot of people that are like, oh God, look at this catastrophe that the Titans are in,
That's
and
true.
yes, look at this personnel and look at the scouting misses and all of this. So why in the world would you hire somebody from within the organization that is kind of not a dumpster fire because
Right.
we don't think it's a dumpster fire, but why would you hire somebody that's already there that's been a part of this debacle, right? To which I will say, at the end of the day, John Robinson is the GM and he had the final say. on every decision that was made for that franchise.
Agreed.
So what I'm saying is you can't hold, I don't think you can hold a Ryan Cowden or a Monty Ossenfort, viable.
Listen, Ryan Cowden had way more to do with things than Monty Ossenfort. But here's the thing. If we got word that they hired Ryan Cowden right now, I'd be happy. I love that dude.
Right. Well, and here's
Sorry,
the deal.
Slay.
We don't know. Slay, we don't know if Ryan Cowden was sitting at that table being like,
You are absolutely right.
John Robinson, don't you dare draft Isaiah Wilson. I'm telling you, it's a mistake. I don't agree with this. Don't do it.
You're right.
We don't know.
I do
traded
know
a
that
pick
it's
for
not
him.
as simple as John Robinson wanted Isaiah Wilson. I know that.
Okay.
Like, there's somebody else that also wanted Isaiah Wilson.
There's a process.
Yes.
You want
Hey,
it daily.
We can get more into this. Hey, they might put 5 dailies on the offensive line. I don't know.
Not. Yeah, we gonna go on a break now.
Slay's head's on fire.
Yeah, we just 5 dailies.
I mean,
Nobody.
Nathaniel.
You,
No, he's not a Nathaniel.
Nathaniel will walk away and leave that money on the table. I guarantee you.
I would.
Malik too.
I'd be like,
Malik
I
Willis
wanna
went
live.
too. Yeah, Malik too.
Dobbs, everybody.
Everybody gone. We'll be back at King Cat. Derrick Henry, you got it.
Oh, no, he's retired.
oh, he's done too.
Everybody
Yeah.
gone. He's gonna
Like-
snap the ball to the official.
Be like Multiplicity. Remember that movie?
Where was the white hat?
Be punting
You got
on
it.
first down.
Like this. Shoot.
Real quick. So Chris Lofton's coming up next. And if you know Chris Lofton, you're going to tune in. You're going to stay with us. If you don't know Chris Lofton, his story is unbelievable. So stay tuned. Also, little birdie tells me that Brentwood Academy and Innsworth having a big basketball game tonight.
Are they?
Yeah. And that Tennessee coaches and Vandy coaches are going to be there. Not basketball coaches, football coaches.
Aha.
George McIntyre, the quarterback at
Oh yeah, I've been
Brentwood
hearing about
Academy.
him. Yeah, 6'5", 6'6", type guy. Yeah.
I did one of his games. He played against CPA. That dude,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, legit.
Yeah.
What year is he?
He was a sophomore this
last-
year.
yeah, this
and
year, yeah.
unflappable, that guy.
A lot of people raving about him too.
Really good basketball player, but Brentwood Academy is so freaking good at basketball, too.
Hey, y'all know it's Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th. It doesn't mean as much anymore. When we were
Everybody was
kids,
just like,
it was,
"Where's Jason?"
when we were kids, it was kind of scary. Now it's like,
Just another day, huh?
yeah, tomorrow's Saturday the
Just
14th.
another day in
Congratulations.
the hood.
Chris Lofton coming up next, 3HL 1045 this song.
Hello, everyone. Big Slay here. And listen, let's go get us a car. Where would you go? That's the prime question that you got to answer yourself. Where would you go? Would you like to go to just any car lot that just maybe has one car on the lot? Maybe just 70 cars on the lot? Or would you like to go to a lot that has an overflowing lot? Like you just need 2 days to go through the lot. Well, you're going to find this car lot, Music City Autoplex at 2430 Gallatin Pike North, just 15 minutes from downtown, and they will not lead you wrong. There's so many pre-owned vehicles in there that you cannot just pick one. You may go down there and get two. And listen, if that's the case, I got a guarantee for you. Look around at all the other dealerships. Just look at them. Go price some cars and then bring them back because Music City Autoplex, they want you to compare the prices to others, and you'll see for yourself why they have the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee. The best also, and that's a guarantee. When you go in there, you tell them, this is Big Slay. Big Slay sent me. This is Music City Autoplex. I came to get me a car.
Hey, football fans, if you want to get you some fun, maybe you want to call your own plays during the NFL playoffs, you can do it with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because when you bet NFL same-game parlays from now all the way through January 16th, That's all the way through this weekend. All customers, you get up to $100 in free bets. That's win or lose. All you have to do, place a total of $20 or more on NFL Same Game Parlay or Same Game Parlay Plus bets during the wild card round. So the more you bet, the more you'll get back in free bets. NFL Same Game Parlays, perfect way to combine some bets for a chance at a larger payday. Maybe you're looking at the Giants, Vikings. You can go Vikes there. -3. Maybe pick a first touchdown scorer, Dalvin Cook at +600. And maybe an anytime touchdown scorer. How about a little Justin Jefferson +110? There you go. Build your same game parlay or choose from one of the popular same game parlays that is already built for you in FanDuel's top rated sportsbook app. If you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, get up to $100 in free bets, win or lose, when you sign up with promo code DAWN. That's promo code DAWN. Got to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets. Expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $100. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789.
Chisholm, left side, Lofton wants a pick. Lofton gets the pick. Durant switches out on him. He fires over the top of him. Out front, good. Lofton over Durant. Tennessee leads at 88-87. What a shot, Lofton. Chris Lofton. Add that to the list of great shots in his career. His three-pointer gives Tennessee the lead for the first time in the second half. 88-87, and he shot it over 6'9", Kevin Durant.
6'9". Come on, Kessling. Kevin Durant ain't no 6'9". I'm
Sure
gonna go
he
like,
is.
I'm gonna go like 6'11". I think Durant's one of those guys that doesn't want to be 7 feet tall.
I think now. I think in college he probably was about 6'9", 6'10".
Oh, you think he grew in the NBA?
Heck yeah. He was only 19.
I mean,
at the
he's
time.
still officially listed at 6'9".
He's really 7
He
foot.
ain't no 6'9".
He's 7 foot.
There's some of those guys that are 7 feet that don't want to be 7 feet, so they can stretch through you.
Mm-hmm. But you know what?
Telling
Back in the day, in the early 90s, you got paid for being a little bit taller for the position, kind of like football.
Like Skilo?
Yeah. Okay. Alonzo Mourning went through that.
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning, he was 6'9", 6'10".
Kevin Garnett.
His agent told him, man, if you want to be paid like a center, which centers were getting paid in, you need to say you 6'10", 6'11", man. Quit saying you 6'9". And he went with that for the rest of his career.
So you were always 6'8"?
Yeah, I'm 6'8".
Or did you try to play those reindeer games?
Nah, I would have played like I'm 6'9", 6'10", but I was 6'8", with shoes on.
Chris Lofton joins us now. Tennessee volunteer legend.
Hello.
CeeLo, what's up? How are you?
What's up, Grant? Hey, y'all talking about this height. I used to try to tell people I was 6'3".
Didn't nobody buy that low.
But nobody bought that. When they see me, they was like, what, boy, you barely 6 foot. I was like, dang, man, 6'3". I thought I was going to help me.
Listen, man. Hey, we're going to have Bruce Pearl on later. I haven't even said it on the show yet. Bruce Pearl will join us at 5 o'clock today. And we were talking to him a little bit in advance, and he told a story about some great play he designed against Texas where you ended up hitting it over Kevin Durant from like 35 feet. What play did he design?
I think we're just like, give Chris ball, get the hell out the way. You know? Something like that.
But basically like every possession that you were in the game.
Dane set a screen.
Yeah. Just, hey, somebody set him a screen. Go ahead.
So, what?
So
like,
good.
I think that shot is probably maybe the most iconic shot. Maybe the NCAA tournament game in the corner. What's the most iconic shot? Maybe your favorite shot in your Tennessee history.
Yeah, I would say that one.
Yeah.
In winter, just because it was March Madness, you know what I'm saying? Because that was special. But the KD shot was special too, just because of who KD is and who he is now, who he turned out to be. But honestly, my favorite shots, I'm a three-point shooter, so I like, the getting to the basket, the layups, the floaters. Those are some of my favorites,
Catch people off guard with them right there, Lo.
Yeah, those are some of my favorites.
See, everybody's got to do the different thing. Like the big man loves the 3-point shot.
Right.
Like Ron Slade loved to shoot from the tee.
You know it.
That's so true. I remember I was in the D League, and I got a post up and scored, and I talked about it for like 2 years straight. Like, yeah, I post up now. You know what I'm saying? Like I hit him with the little fadeaway J. The post had a little guy on me. Put that in the playbook, coach.
Turn away right shoulder, baby. It's money.
Yeah, you feel me?
Oh, man. Chris Lofton, for those that don't know, his number 5 will be put into the Rafters tomorrow against Kentucky. Let's go back. Maysville, Kentucky. Let's go back to the recruiting thing because obviously it's well documented. You were under-recruited. What was that situation like for you being Mr. Basketball in the state of Kentucky but still having a hard time finding a place?
Oh, it was tough because, I didn't understand at the time. I'm right there in Kentucky in Louisville's backyard. And I couldn't, like Louisville, was on me a little bit. They offered me a scholarship as a sophomore, and I wasn't really ready at that time. But then my senior year, they came back in the picture. Like the assistant coaches was coming to watch me play, so I'm just like, hey, you offer me a scholarship, I'm about to sign. I'm ready. Like I'm ready to go, but they would never pull the trigger. I'm just like, I used to be like why y'all keep coming to my games for if you're not gonna offer me a scholarship, And then Kentucky was really never in the picture. I remember randomly, I don't know if I told y'all this, but Chubby Smith called my phone randomly, cell phone, back in, it was like the summer going into my senior year, calls me and says, Chris, why are you telling people that we're not recruiting you? I was like, because you're not. This is the first time I heard you.
Yeah,
You want me to lie? Like, I don't understand.
I deal with facts, Coach.
Like, I honestly think he just called me that one. He called me that one time, and never heard from me again. I think he just called me because he was taking heat from Kentucky people saying they needed to recruit me. I think he was just saying that.
Well, so
and then
That's the only time you talk to him, huh?
That's crazy.
That's
the only
crazy.
time. And then but here's the funny thing. After my freshman year, they was calling a lot, want me to transfer. I'm good.
oh yeah,
I'm straight now.
Hey, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But who was your team growing up?
Well, when I was younger, it was definitely Kentucky.
Okay.
That was my team as a kid. But see, my dad and this family are big Louisville fans, so he kind of disowned me when I was talking about Kentucky. It's like that. This is that real. I'm a big Louisville fan. So as I got older, I gravitated toward Louisville. Since my dad and his family was a lot of Louisville. But I would say Kentucky at first for sure. I would have went to either one, especially come my senior year when I didn't have any place. Whoever would have offered, I would have went. So it wouldn't have mattered.
And CeeLo Pops don't play, so he just don't. He gonna probably put him out there.
Well, so what was it about Tennessee? Why did Tennessee get in there?
Oh, well, that was I was basically my only option. So my senior year we played in the state tournament, and at that time I didn't have nothing. I had an NAIA school called Georgetown in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That wanted me, and Arkansas State.
Oh,
Butch Jones.
Yeah. Arkansas State. So my team plays a team, and the coach from the other team is a player that played at Tennessee in the '60s. His name was Rodney Woods.
Yeah.
And I had a pretty good game against him. And I guess he calls Tennessee right after the game and tells Buzz and Furry, like, I don't know if y'all got any scholarships left, but I got a kid y'all need to really take a look at. And at that time, maybe a week later, John Winchester ends up transferring, so they just have one scholarship open. And, Buzz came to see me play, pick up in Maysville. I went on a visit, and next thing you know, I was committed. I was there.
So you become one of the best players in Tennessee basketball history because of Rodney Woods and John Winchester.
isn't it crazy how things work out?
And guess what?
That's life, man.
That's
life.
On the back end of that, John Winchester never, and I'm not ashamed of this, but he never transfers if I don't start riding him. Because it was a game, I forgot which game it was, but we drew a time. It was a timeout. We drew up a play. The ball was supposed to come to me to get the shot to win the game. We were down 1 or 2, and I was going to take the shot, either tie it up or take us in overtime and get the victory, whatever it had to be. John Winchester didn't swing the ball. He took the shot. He was wide open on the wing. He was open, but he took the shot. And I went in the locker room. I told him, dude, I don't care if you open. Give me the ball, dog. Anybody draw that up for you. And from that point down, I promise you. And that's my man. That's my young fella. From that point, his career and playing time, everything went down. So there you go. You're welcome, CeeLo.
So Ron Slade, we had Ron Slade in the mix now.
I'm telling you, man. Winchester was highly talented coming out of his prep school. So yeah, that's crazy.
Chris Lofton with us on 3HL.
So, okay, then let's kind of fast forward. You have a great freshman year and then a coaching change, and everybody's calling, right? So take us through how you ended up staying.
I mean, it was, I'm so glad that it wasn't the transfer portal like it is now, because I probably would have left. You know?
Yeah.
I probably would have been out. Me and a lot of my teammates, to be honest. We probably would have been gone, but Louisville was calling, Kentucky was calling, Cincinnati was calling. And, ultimately it was just like, I didn't want to sit out anywhere. And, I did my research, and Bruce came and made me watch film about their two guards, how important, shooting guards are, and how, they played a vital role in their offense, and how he basically gives them the green light. And, I prayed about it, and it just led me to stay there. And, it was the best decision, and, the rest is history.
And he used to let his two guard, Clay Tucker, get busy. So I know he was showing you the film on him.
Yep, that's exactly right.
So, what did you think about Bruce Pearl when you first met him?
He was high energy, a proven winner, and he took it serious. His approach to the game, like film and all that behind the scenes stuff, is real. Like Bruce puts in that work. I'll tell you that. Like he watches film. He gets there about 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and he's watching film all day. Getting ready for the game plan, and he makes us watch film. So he is a master at his craft. Like he's successful everywhere he goes for a reason.
CeeLo, you had a lot of people play different parts leading up to that, man. And you got Bruce Pearl, you got Buzz getting you there. What were some of the what was a person that played an intricate part of you having the career that you had throughout your career? Like to be able to come who you are, be able to shoot, to be able to go on the Rafters. It had to be someone, maybe you can't pinpoint one, but somebody that played a specific part in your coming up to get you who you are.
I mean, I would say my parents, of course, just watching them do what they do. Mom was a teacher, dad worked in a power plant, was up at 4:30. So I watched them get up and go to work every day, no excuses, no matter what. So I think me seeing that, knowing that, you have to work hard in everything you do, whatever it is. And those two, I think about my old AAU coach. His name was Steven. His nickname was Truck. He had me since I was 10. So, and, he was one of those old school coaches where he yelled at you, cussed at you. And, he just demanded a lot out of us. It was great for me at time. At first, it was scary, but he got used to it, and he didn't mean any trouble. He just knew that he expected a lot out of us, and he wanted us to be at our best. And then my high school coach, Kelly Wells, I learned a lot from him, and just being around him as a great person, a great coach. He knew his stuff, and so I would say them for sure.
So your journey, your story, all of it, I feel like they need to make a Disney inspirational movie out of it at some point. I mean, seriously, but to have this happening tomorrow and to be able to see that jersey in the Rafters, what does that mean to you when you look back on your entire journey?
Oh, it's special. And, it's surreal. It really hasn't hit me yet. I know tomorrow when I get in that arena, it's going to hit me. The emotions and everything is going to hit me. But it's just surreal. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for this opportunity here at Tennessee. They took a chance on me when nobody else would. So, I forever, bleed orange. And, I'm just thankful for the support, the fans, and just everybody involved at the university.
Chris Lofton with us on 3HL. The number 5 will be hanging from the rafters in Thompson Bowling Arena tomorrow. Chris, I've always wanted to ask you about this. The cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
How did you find out? And I was already in this business, so I remember, obviously kind of covering that part of your story, but It always amazed me that you and Pearl and I don't know who else were the only ones that knew, and you continued to play during surgery, during treatment. That part of your story just blows my mind, and I think can be so inspirational to so many people. How did you find out? How did you guys keep that quiet? How hard was it for you to continue to play at the level that you played?
It was crazy how we found out. We had just lost in the Sweet 16 to Ohio State, 2007, and our trainer Chad Newman. We're on the elevator, and he looks at me and says, "Chris, I need to meet with you downstairs. Take a shower and just come back downstairs." And he didn't tell me why, but I could see the look on his face that it was something serious. So I'm just it's weird. So, I shower. I go downstairs, and downstairs is my mom and dad, Bruce, Chad, and I think it was Mike Hamilton, the AD.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking at me and saying, you failed a drug test. And I'm thinking well, I don't smoke. How am I going to fail a drug test? I don't smoke. And
You're literally like the only basketball player that doesn't smoke.
Here's what my thoughts were. I was like, Now, when I go home and stuff, now I'm around it now, like, but I'm like, I'm thinking like, can you get it inside your system when you're just around it? So, but I was like, no way. But I said, I don't smoke. And then they were like, maybe you took you took one of those shakes. And I'm like, I'm only taking the stuff that, our strength coach Troy gives us, and that's the whole team. So we're just like, okay, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll get back when we get back to Knoxville. We'll just go through some tests and see what's going on. So now I'm worried. Now something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
And they can't figure it out. So we go like the first doctor, nothing. Second, then like the last, we go to like a cancer specialist, and they're just like, yeah, dude. Like doctor looked at me and was like, yeah. He runs some tests. He's like, yeah, you got cancer. So my initial thought was, oh, well, am I about to die? Because, at that time, I'm 20. I think I'm 20. So, when I think of cancer, I just mean like, oh, I'm about to die. I don't got much time left. So I'm just like, emotional, like breaking down, like, man. So, but he's just like, no, we got it early, so you're going to be fine. There's going to be some, there's going to be some struggles, some tough times, but you're going to be just fine. So, that's how I found out, just like that. And, next thing I know, I was, getting my radiation treatment, which was, making me sick real bad. And, I was missing all the workouts in the spring. We were just telling them, my teammates and everybody, that, oh, yeah, he has a bad ankle, so he's not going to be able to participate, in the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was crazy. It was a tough time. It definitely was, but, I wouldn't change it. Still to this day, I get messages from people who are going through health issues, cancer, and they were like, you inspire me to keep going. And, that's special to me that, I'm helping people that in their health, not just, in basketball, because, health is way more important than this, basketball.
So obviously that was hard to deal with physically, right? Like
Yes.
your mortality and all of those things, and you're trying to still play high level Power 5 basketball, and you're the dude on the team, right? Like
Right.
so then your senior year, your numbers drop from 21 a game to 16 a game. Your shooting percentage goes down. There were all kinds of questions about that. I remember back then. How hard was it for you to stay true to the path and to keep that thing quiet?
Man, it was the toughest. That was the toughest part for me, the basketball, because I'm coming off the 07. I'm SEC Player of the Year, second team All-American, and to come my senior year where the radiation, I lost 20 pounds. I couldn't work out for a while, and I just wasn't myself my last year, and I think that hurt me the worst. That one hurt me the most because, we had big expectations my senior year. We were preseason number 3. We were expected to do big things, and I remember Bruce calling me in, I think about in December, and asking me if, the red shirt, and I didn't think about the big picture. I was thinking about winning the championship, not realizing they expect me to play at a high level like I did the year before, and it was tough for sure. People were talking about me, but I will say that at that time I was mad, but now I look back at it and I'm glad I went through it, because I think that's who I am. That's what made me who I am. I had to stay strong and, face adversity. I had to, trust in my faith, trust in God to, know He's going to work everything out the way it's supposed to be.
How tired were you?
Oh, exhausted. Like doing that radiation stuff, that makes you not hungry. I remember not even eating some days. Oh. And if you know me, that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I was sick. I didn't eat. Like, you knew something wrong if I was turning down meals.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, Lo. When you finally were revealed that to everyone, did you get calls and people come back around and offer apologies and things of that nature?
Yes, all the time. I did say.
Mm-hmm.
People were texting me and Facebook TV like, I'm so sorry. I was talking bad about you. Like people. And people would be like, man, I knew something was wrong. You look sick all year. That's what my voice is saying. Like, I knew you looked sick. Something all right. Like, dang.
Chris Lofton with us on 3HL.
Like, how was I looking sick? Dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. What was I looking like? Yeah. Hey, you got an event going on tonight, man. You get some loved ones around you, former teammates, friends, coaches, everybody coming in, man. What are you prepared to? You think you'll get emotional in this, the pats on the back, or before you even get to Thompson Bowl? Like, you gonna handle this one all right?
I think I handle this one all right. Now, tomorrow's what I'm worried about, Slade. Tomorrow's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. CeeLo, you crying? You holding them back, or you just gonna let them flow?
Nah, I gotta hold them. I'm gonna try to hold them back, man. I'm gonna try to hold them back.
$100 bet. You ain't holding them back. I'm ready. I'm ready to put it on the line.
Yeah, but define cry though. Like, I mean,
oh, he gonna boo-hoo.
Oh, okay.
No.
Man, I know Lo gonna be smiling and everything, but I know behind that mask.
Chris, I'm gonna tear up, man.
Lo, man, you touched a lot of people out here, dog. Man, This is a hell of an honor, dude. I wish I could be there. I did send a message, but man, hey, dog, I'm beyond proud, man. Happy. I wish I could have played with you. I wish I could be there. Man, nobody deserves this more than you, man. The humble shooter, you ain't never got to say a word, dog. I promise you, I'm going to talk as much trash as needs to be said. I promise you ain't got to say nothing,
I know,
dog.
Slade's first day on SEC Network.
Hey, man, it's going in, man. I'm going in for my guy, man. Hey, I'm super proud of you, dog. Hey, embrace it. Embrace it, Lo. Don't make me come back and be in the summer, we talking about it, and then you be like, man, you know what, Slade, man, I should have took it all in a little better. I'm telling you. Lo always look back on things like that, man. Embrace it, man.
So I'm gonna embrace it for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, real quick on the way out, for like the young kids listening that need to understand how much hard work it takes to get where you want to go. How often were you in the gym? How many shots were you getting up?
Oh man, I was putting in that work. I mean, I would say to the young kids, keep grinding, stay don't be satisfied, and don't get upset if your coach gets on you. You know, because I feel like a lot of these kids, like, you say something to them, they get emotional, and think you're trying to get on. Sometimes, like, they get on you because they expect a lot out of you. They want the best for you. So just keep grinding, stay the course, keep working, and, success doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take time. You got to be patient and wait.
So enough.
Did you have a key to Thompson Bowling? Like, were you like, I can't sleep. It's 2 a.m. I'm gonna go get shots up.
I didn't have a key, but I can get in there though.
Yeah, that man knew Reese, man. Shout out to Reese, man. You don't need no key when you know Reese.
Oh man. At C Lofton 606 on Twitter, give him a follow. Chris, really happy for you, man. Proud of you, bro, and thanks for the time and the message.
I appreciate y'all. Thanks so much.
All right, Lo.
Congrats.
My boy, man.
So cool.
My boy.
Slay talking about, he's going to be balling. No, and Slay's probably going to be balling,
Listen,
too.
I would. Like, I'm telling you, I know, Lo, man, there's so many situations he's been in, and we've been out or anything, and he'll always look back and be like, man, I should have embraced that, man. I should have really taken it all in, man. I was just trying to move too fast, Slay. Like, dude, embrace this, man. Love this, man. You people finna celebrate you, dog. That's big time.
615-737-1045. Our thanks to Chris Lofton. Congrats to him. One of the best to ever shoot a basketball. 3HL continues next on 104.5 The Zone.
Oh, yes, it's the new year. It is time to organize, baby. It's time to have a place for everything. And maybe you need some help with it. Maybe you need a beautiful custom closet or garage system or new home office or laundry room or mudroom or pantry. Oh my, Artisan Custom Closets can do all of those things for you. Go visit them, Artisan, ARTISAN, customclosets.com. See everything going on there. They have a showroom here in Nashville, too. It is open, so go online, call, make an appointment, and see everything Artisan Custom Closets has to offer you. You can get organized. You want that show-stopping closet? You want that beautiful garage organized with all your Christmas decorations in a place? Artisan Custom Closets can do it. And here's the deal. Lisa Carlquist is the owner. Love her. Locally owned and manufactured in the USA. Everything right out of Marietta, Georgia. Customer service is their deal. And I can tell you, they want you to feel comfortable. They want you to love what you purchase. And they make it so easy. I had my garage done, and it's amazing. Now I'm about to hopefully get a home office done as well. Artisan Custom Closets. Tell them Dawn sent you. They'll give you 10% off for the new year. 10% off whatever you do. Here's your phone number, 615-800-2199. ArtisanCustomClosets.com at 800-2199.
Babsy, closets, offices.
Oh, my, I love it.
Just getting everything, man. Let me put a spread out for you, man. I can get you everything, people. And that is food. You know what I'm coming with. Big Slay here, man. And I'm talking about Famous Dave's. Hermitage, Smyrna, and Franklin. Franklin being the location where you got to get it to go and delivery only. You can hit them up and make it all happen at one of those locations. FamousDaves.com is how they can be reached online on the website. The Feast Mode buckets have arrived, people. You got big games going on, and the biggest game of all coming up soon, February 12th, 2023, man. Right now, that's going to happen. It's soon. It's right around the corner. So get on in these 4 bucket options. Yes, 4 to 5 people can be served out of this. Now, you're probably wondering, like, what's my options? What I got to pick from? Well, Southside rib tips, wings, hand-breaded chicken strips, famous fries, and the 4th bucket, you can build your own from any of those 3. Just put it all together, man. Famous Dave's cooking up something new all the time, and they do cater, like I told you before. One thing you got to know, the sauce going to always be dripping. It's Famous Dave's.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Laura on YouTube, great interview, guys. I tell people this all the time. We're going to do our job the best that we can in terms of like making somebody feel comfortable and asking the right questions, because I'm of the opinion that any question can be asked. It's just how you ask it and if you do it fairly. But the interview, like when you guys tell us go to interview, that really has everything to do with the person on the other end of the conversation.
Absolutely.
And so Chris Lofton has an unbelievable story, and he was willing to share it in really good detail and communicated it well, and hopefully gave hope to a lot of people going through cancer treatments, which is ultimately like, I mean, he's getting his number put into the Rafters. He was on our show to talk about that, but I also believe that he was on our show to send that message to people that need to hear it. That, look, I know times are hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you've got this.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep living every day.
Mm-hmm.
That man found out he had cancer going into his senior year. Didn't tell anybody. Numbers went down from 21 to 15 a game. Shooting percentage went down.
Yeah.
47.9% to 39.9%. And I remember that year, him hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they did try to say it was an ankle and all this stuff. My man had testicular cancer. He had surgery, Slay Dog.
Yeah.
He had radiation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out there playing 30 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And he's not just a dude. He's the dude.
Yeah. He got to come off screens and everything. So he got a constant moving.
So we asked him, were you tired? He said, exhausted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's impossible to go through just with a normal day-to-day.
Yep. And that tells you not only that, but it's a testament to him, and I believe, man, also a testament to his teammates as well, because a guy of his magnitude and the impact that he's going to have on the court, he coming off back-to-back All-American, being an All-American. Like, can you imagine what was expected of him? Like he said, Bruce asked him the red shirt, and he didn't understand why. I would. Like, dude, do you know, like, you can get out here and average 27. We want you to shoot the ball every single time. And you got guys out there selfless enough to understand who he is, and he's that guy, but not one time bat an eye. You know what I'm saying? Still keep pushing through with him. So shout out to I know that a lot, the reason I say that, a lot of those players get a bad rap, you know what I'm saying, is, you know, being guys that you don't want to coach, or a lot of people throwing out thugs and things of that nature. There was a good bunch of guys, good group of guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And they all stayed together when people were trying to turn on them. So salute to his teammates as well.
Watch the show on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Hopefully Chris's message offered hope, because that's the one thing in this life that we all need. Hope.
Dude, that's going to be the coldest thing on earth.
I'm telling you, I'm going to get emotional.
To walk, do you know, as a player, when you walk in the gyms and you go to shoot-arounds and things like that, the first thing you do is look up. Like, and to
See
know that
who's
you,
in the Rafters.
you know, what championships were won.
Shoot. And that's not just
it.
like,
that's anything.
That's not basketball players either. Me playing volleyball, the minute you walk in, same thing.
Fans,
First thing
everything.
I used to do going in an opponent's gym is look up and see whose numbers were in the Rafters.
That's tough, man.
Ernie, Bernie, Dale, Allan Houston, John Ward, Chris Lofton. Pat Summitt's name on the floor. 3HL, more next on 104.5 The Zone.
Babsy!
Yes.
Okay. Are you warm right now, Babsy?
No.
Are you?
It's not the right answer.
Wrong question.
That was right. No, that was right. It was just the way she answered. It was so good. Babsy, are you hot right now?
No.
Okay. Cold. What about cold?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you're having those same problems, you're sitting at home right now, you wondering what the heck is going on? Why can't I get to feeling the way I want to feel in my own home. This is a place of comfort. You need some family to take care of you, Babsy.
Yeah, you need the Spring Hill Heating and Cooling family to take care of you. And they can, trust me. And here's the deal, too. They're always backed by a 10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, a York certified comfort expert company.
You got to know, man, they are hiring, but outside of that, they offer free service calls with repairs plus low monthly payments on all of those repairs, man. Get to it.
They can take care of all of your HVAC needs. If you want to join their family and their company, you can do that too. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Check them out if you want to join them as an employee, springhillac.com, or just check them out if you need some work done or some help, springhillac.com.
Babsy, when you need a friend or family member, what do you got to do?
Call them.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. The Titans continuing their interviews looking for a brand new general manager. Today, they interviewed Browns assistant GM Glenn Cook, Bears assistant GM Ian Cunningham, and 49ers director of pro personnel Ran Carthen. Also happening around the NFL, the Dolphins, they're going with Skylar Thompson. You know, that third string guy. Just going ahead and letting you know that point spread's about 13 or 14 in favor of the Bills. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
3 Town 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
Hey, I'm in the building.
So is Marc Mariani. Moonshine joins us now. Marc, what's up? How are you?
What's up?
Oh, shine.
Hey, how's the first week of the off season been? It's been absolutely miserable for me. How we doing out there?
I'm thinking you have a shot at making the roster.
Real hard.
I'm thinking you have a shot at making the roster at wide receiver next year.
Hey, you know those cleats are ready, bro. They've been collecting dust, but they're in the back of the car ready.
You've been working out, Marc? Like, you still in shape?
Oh, dude, I'm a new year, new me, dude. 2023 is my year. I'm getting back into it. 5 years off, man. That ain't nothing. I'll just. It's like riding a bike.
Wait, 5 years? 5 years off, 13 days on.
Yeah, that's right. Or maybe more like 4. 4 days on. I think I'm back, dude. I'm ready.
I think I'm back.
What is your general take on what happened against Jacksonville?
We played the exact game that we needed to play. That's my take on it. That's why this one hurt me so bad. I've actually not spoken about it. I haven't tweeted. I haven't done anything unless someone pokes the bear and asks me about it. But we played the game we needed to. We ran the ball, not well, but we get Derek. We ran it early and often. We get him over 100. Mm-hmm. Defense pitches an absolute, not a shutout, but a great game. We hold them to 13 points when they got put in terrible situations all night. Gave up a kick return, gave up a punt return. We'll never know, but I can promise you, if Stonehouse punts that ball with 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, our defense stops them again. And we don't get a chance to do that. Now, would we beat anybody in the playoffs? Probably not. But the way we lost that game, it's sort of just a microcosm of how this season went, dude. Our offensive line folded like tissue paper, and Josh Dobbs, who impressed us for 2 games, goes out there and, it's not his fault. I don't blame it. I'll tell you, when that defensive return beats us, I went into a bad spiral, okay? I was very, very upset, all right? It's been a hard week to end the season like that because I just felt like we talked about it last week. This was the Mike Vrabel game. This was backs against the wall. We built this defense to stop the run in late December, early January. That's what we did. And, everybody's doubting us, but we got the mentality to go get this done. And we did it. We did it. We did everything we wanted to do. We got the rookies involved, and then we give up a defensive touchdown to lose the game. I'm just like, no, this can't be real. Anyway, it's been, whatever. Been 6 days now, 7 days. I'm still not quite over it. I know we're into the off-season mode, but I say kudos to that defense for throwing a heck of a game and holding the Jags offense to 13 points. But, man, I'm telling you, I don't care about this 11th pick overall whatsoever. This one hit me. This one cut me deep. So I'm going to hammer the Chargers to absolutely piss pound the Jaguars to get vengeance on those boys, man. I'm jumping on the Chargers bandwagon because I just want them to smack them around. Anyway, I know you guys spent all week talking about it, but it was, I felt like that was the game we had to play, and I truly believe we were ready to make that final stop with 2.5 minutes left. I just felt it, and I can see the future sometimes. So I'm telling you guys that's what was in the future. We would have stuffed them.
Love that, Marc. Now, he had some things that took place outside of us as fans and viewing the game, being upset. But man, that offense was a struggle bus. They put somebody on that bus to ride it out of town. That was Todd Downing. What's your thoughts?
Hey, man, I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I don't like doing that. I kind of seen the other side of it, right? And you got a family. It always pains me to watch us armchair quarterbacks calling for people's jobs. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, and I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. A few weeks ago, I jumped on that bandwagon, and you know what, man? It became ridiculous. It became like a joke for everyone that was watching the game with me and everyone else. I mean, the way we were trying to run this ball and running the ball, 28 of 33 times or something like that on first down, and just the lack of creativity and the lack of, trying to get Derek in the open field. It got ridiculous. And man, I know how this coaching search went last time. I know Vrabel's a loyal guy, but I think he needs to take a deep look outside of the organization. He needs to give up a little bit of that control that he loves so much and look outside the organization, because you keep hiring internally and you keep doing this. You can't hire internally when you're the 27th, 28th ranked offense in the league year over year. Does that make sense? You're like, you can't. You gotta get out. You gotta go find somebody that's a little bit more creative. And so I hope he does that. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that, but if we just promote Coach Kelly up there, I just don't like that, man. I want to see him go out and try to find somebody to give us a little more juice. And I think he hit it on the head, right? To be honest with you, at the end of the season, we got to get faster, especially on offense, man. We have got to get faster. Watching our offense was like, dang, watching a freaking 1960 train trying to get moving when it's just leaving the tracks, dude. It was like, all right, I hear this thing working. Like, it can go, and once it gets moving, we might be fine, but we got no speed anywhere that scares anybody. So we got to get faster. I hope we bring somebody in that can slice them and dice them and throw up some X's and O's that can get people open and get people in the open field. But it was definitely time for Todd Downing to go. Definitely time to make some changes. To be put out by the frickin' Jacksonville Jaguars is going to, on a defensive touchdown, is going to eat me for a long time, guys. But, hey, listen, we're loyal, we're ready, we're still bleeding two-tone blue, a little bit of crying going on, but, cheers to the off season. We're off and running.
Cheers to the offseason.
Hey,
I mean, listen, go ahead, Don, because listen, it is. There's nothing else you can say. I've thought about this game. I broke it down. I watched it. It is the game we needed to play. It was nasty. It was ugly. It was so gross at times. But you throw our defense out there, and I swear when the defense took the field, you just had faith. Trevor Lawrence wasn't getting going at all. I mean, dude, don't even try to run the ball on us. Just don't even try to run the ball on us. We shut it down. And at the end of the day, I would have loved to see them get the ball back and try to go get a field goal against that D. And then we give up the defense. You kidding me? To send us into the off season. Anyway, all right. Okay.
Glad you could talk through that, Marc.
It hurts, okay?
Yeah, it does.
But
Yes,
I
it does.
think Marc is saying what a whole lot of Titans fans
For sure.
are saying too when it comes to that game. So, hey, I'm totally switching gears on you a little bit here because, cheers to the offseason. Obviously, the Titans need to hire an OC. They need to hire a GM. I'm just curious, as a player, how much interaction did you ever have with your GMs?
Oh, good question. They're around every day. So I think you have interaction, but it's not. It's a very much, in my experience, it was very much a business relationship. It was, you get personal and friendly with your coaches who you spend so much time with, and you guys feel like you're in the trenches together. But, I think the GMs in the front offices are more, they're in their suits on game day. It's just, there's a little bit different barrier there, in my opinion. And so you knew they were around it, and, they're always going to, and J-Rob was great, they're always going to dap you up and say what's up and, the old, hey, how are yous? But it was very business-like, and you knew they were watching, especially when I was a young cat. It was like they sent somebody to follow the returners around, and it's like they're making their little notes and their little ticks on their paper and their little I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm just getting warmed up. What kind of note are you writing on me right now? I'm like, I barely have my shoes tied. Waterson's messing with me. Like, don't take, this isn't, you can't be reporting back. So anyway, the front office, they just kind of crawl around. But, I think, we talked about this too. I think at some point when you continue to set history, to set records with most guys played and can't stay healthy and where's the depth and missing on first rounders, at some point, which happened, your resume's got to get thrown on the table, whether you're a hometown guy, whether you're a fan favorite or whatever it is. And, I think especially now that it is the off season, I think that you start looking at the depth and you start looking at the holes and you start going, and you can kind of see that there's not only holes, but there's some bare cupboards in there. And you go, okay, there was a problem here. There was a problem with building this roster, and for as many things as we gave him kudos for about climbing out of the hole in 16, 17, 18, whatever, the last couple years have too many misses. And you go down that, I know we're talking about, you go down that the salary cap, you go on these players with all these big numbers, and you go, that's money not well spent. That's money not well spent. What were we doing on that one? We haven't got our return on investment on that guy. So I don't know. I think it's time. And again, I think I don't know why I'm so stuck on this, but I think Ryan Cowden would do an awesome job. But I think we need just a new, fresh flavor. We need to go outside the organization, bring somebody in that has, a little bit of energy, and it'll just inject us with some new vibes and some new ideas and new feelings. And we can't keep hiring within when we're not getting the results we need. So, and last but not least, can we do an evaluation on the strength coach and the people trying to keep this squad healthy, man?
Moonshine, you are coming hard today.
I love it.
I'm looking at it, and I'm going over these injury reports, and I'm thinking to myself, man, like this game is brutal, man. It's brutal and it's fast, and these bad A athletes are in the trenches. So there's gonna be dings, there's gonna be things going on, but it just seems like the rate the last couple years of injuries and soft tissue and reoccurring things. And when you pay a guy $20 million and he only plays, 50% of the games at outside edge linebacker, not naming anyone in particular, you kind of got to go, all right, what are we doing here? How can we improve that? And if you're not doing a little self-evaluation on how we can keep our guys healthy, then you're not doing a justice to this team or this organization or this fan base. But I just don't get it. Mm-hmm. Why are we doing it 2 years in a row, setting our own record? And for guys most guys played, most guys active on game day or whatever it is. That's a tough position to be in, man. It's time that it's time to look. It's time to maybe do a little self-reflection too on guys that are gonna be here and just say, hey, what can I do better? How can I stay healthy? If I didn't stay healthy this year, how am I gonna stay healthy? And I could throw names out there, but I'm trying to settle down. And it's that captain.
Well, Vrabel did.
Yeah, the head coach did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I heard it. Actually, I did hear a couple, but. And now the big thing is, okay, who are they going to be the salary cap casualties? And I look at it and I go, well, it's easy. If you're making that much money, there's an immediate expectation. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. And I'm not talking about a Harold Landry type guy that absolutely, gets a tough loss. I'm talking about 2 years in a row. I'm talking about guys that just continue to not show up. And if you're making whatever, 6, 8, 10, 20 million, there's an expectation. And if you don't perform, we gotta make some changes, man. So I don't know. I agree. It's off season. We get to talk about this for a long time, but I'm really salty about the way it came to an end. I'm really salty about losing 7 of 8 down the stretch or whatever it is.
7 in a row.
7 in a row. We're better than that. And we lose the rushing. We lose the rushing title. And Derek, dude, I wonder if my bet for Derrick Henry MVP is going to cash or not. We'll see what happens.
Probably not. Marc Mariani at Marc Mariani 80. So, are you done with Blood in the Water picks, or do you have something this weekend?
Well, listen, I'm gonna stick true to the Blood in the Water, but I don't like the blood. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go this week hunting in Tampa. All right, I'm going hunting in Tampa, and here's why. My boy Tom Brady's got a new girlfriend, and he's the greatest of all time, and he's in the playoffs, and so I'm gonna sprinkle on Tom. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Blood in the Water, which is an underdog winner, because he don't want those 2.5. All right, but I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, and trust me, loyal Blood in the Water fan. I'm going hard on it, but I'm gonna tell you this with a little asterisk. Hammer, Thor's hammer time. The Chargers, baby. Hammer the Chargers because they are going to take some of this grieving and this pain away from us when they absolutely piss pound the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, so Justin Herbert, you listening, brother? Keenan Allen, I love you, bro. Let's go. So anyway, I'm gonna throw my money on the GOAT. He's got a new girlfriend, got a new swagger. But just don't forget, there's a couple sharks going back that stayed in Jacksonville last weekend. They stayed in Jacksonville, and they're going hunting as well. So hopefully they ease some of the pain for us. But we got a big offseason ahead of us, so hopefully a lot of changes are coming.
Soldbymariani.com, at Marc Mariani 80. Thank you, Mark. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you.
All right, see you guys. Have a great weekend, man.
Boy, he brought it.
Yes, he did.
He did. All right,
Man.
Allan Bell, Sportsline.com. Coming up next, we've got winners. More winners next on 104.5 The Zone. Brentwood Jewelry, that's where you need to go to get that next gift, which, by the way, Valentine's Day is coming up. And if that wasn't enough for you, guess what else is coming up? Mother's Day is coming up. So just line them up. Line them up.
Just all days for babs.
Yep. Line them up. Salem Amamali
I love it.
and his family at Brentwood Jewelry can help you out with any of your gifting responsibilities. Get it done. And I do need you to make a little note. They do have new hours. Brentwood Jewelry has new hours for 2023. They want to spend more time with their family in the coming year. So they are still open regular hours Tuesday through Friday, which is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays from 9 until 4. And always a click away at BrentwoodJewelry.com. You need a necklace repaired, earring duplicated, watch maintenance. The workmanship that goes into the Brentwood Jewelry's customized pieces. Brentwood Jewelry, also experts in repairs. From vintage family heirlooms to recreating a missing piece, Brentwood Jewelry can repair your favorite pieces back to their original beauty. Most pieces that come from the team at Brentwood Jewelry can repair in-house. Brentwood Jewelry in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. 7012 Church Street. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com.
All right, NFL Wild Card Weekend, it's here, and the easiest way to get into the playoffs is, of course, with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Are you a new customer? Hey, now's a great time to join, right? Your team's out. Maybe you want, more of a reason to really get into games. You can join today and get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed with FanDuel when you place your first $5 bet. Sign up with promo code DAWN, and FanDuel will give you all your favorite bets, from the money line to point spreads to player props. You can start small and kind of build bigger. Plus, you can even combine bets for a chance at a bigger payday with a same-game parlay. All on this app that is safe, secure, super easy to use. Maybe check out that Chargers-Jags game. Jags plus 2.5 right now. You just watched them. If you're a Titans fan, you watched them close. What do you think about that one? Football fans, don't miss out. Place your first $5 bet to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code DAWN. You do have to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable. Free bets expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Coming up at 5 o'clock, Auburn basketball coach Bruce Pearl.
Whoa, Regal, hey!
You know what? I'm okay with that right now.
Yeah, you're okay with it. He's going to talk about it.
Wait, hold on, babe. Wait,
You're okay with it.
Yeah, I said
Are
I'm
you
okay
with
it.
me telling
you're
you
okay
what you're okay with?
That's the part. Yeah, you're okay with it. All right. Darn.
Love you, Slay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let me go then.
He's going to spend a lot of time talking about Chris Lofton, though.
He should.
So that'll be interesting because Bruce came in after Chris Lofton's freshman year.
When
And
you heard Chris say, Kentucky's calling, Louisville's calling,
Yeah, and they're not
Cincinnati's
supposed to, but
calling.
they were.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's the other part of that.
Yes, they were.
But Bruce able to keep him in the building. Right.
In the building.
Yeah. What are you doing over there?
Punk's in the building. I kept my headphones off because I didn't want AB to feel alone.
Alan Bell joins us.
So now
See, that's my dude right
now
there.
that he got something,
Like, dude,
I got mine.
ultimate, you would talk about Chris Lofton, ultimate teammate, Ron Slay, ultimate teammate.
Ultimate.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about that. I had my
headphones.
headphones
I mean, y'all are
fully
too.
on.
Like Dawn pointed out, she's like, look, there's a pair over here.
But they don't work well.
But they don't work, sorry.
You know what? Hey, it's all effort, right?
Yeah, that's it.
It's all effort.
That's
yeah.
it. That's it.
What's good? Y'all all right?
Sportsline. Tell people what they get when they go to Sportsline.
Yep. So we're going to simulate every single game in pretty much every single sport. And we're going to do it 10,000 times. We're going to give you a projected score. We're going to give you projected prop bet numbers in terms of whichever sport, points scored by player, all of that. And then
Yardage,
we're going to
touchdowns.
all of it. Yeah.
You like
Passing yards.
interceptions?
Love interceptions. And this is a great weekend for them, too. We'll give you a projected score, grade the bets, A grades, play them, C grades, stay away, B grades. Welcome to the club.
I'll tell you this. I went with an A bet last night in the NBA, and it was who was it? Slay? It was Cleveland and
Portland?
Yeah.
over 220.
Yeah.
And at halftime, I was a little nervous, but then
Yeah.
in the third quarter, it was like 70 points scored.
Yeah, it's crazy, and especially with Cleveland because like they're a great defensive team, right?
Yeah.
Like when they crank it up, it's kind of like those old Bruce Pearl teams. You know, you see
Yep.
Dane Bradshaw's just pressing, right? Like that's how they look.
At
But-
the 4.
Yeah,
At the
but-
3.
Yeah.
Yep. Got one of his guys out there, Isaac Okoro.
Big weekend coming up this weekend. You feel great about a specific game, or do we just need to kind of walk through them?
Well, we definitely need to walk through them, but I'll say this. Anybody that's betting the NFL playoffs for the first time, simplify your operation, okay? That's how these games go. They're not as high scoring. The clock tends to feel like it runs a little bit quicker, and how many, there's a lot of, divisional games, too, this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So those are generally lower scoring. Just simplify your operation, and I'll give you a perfect example. You look at, let's say, the 49ers and the Seahawks, okay? 49ers, much better offensively, much better defensively. It's going to be tough for Seattle. They want to run the football. Probably not going to be able to do it too much, especially when playing from behind. So you just kind of play that out, game script it out, and then you kind of look at prop bets, right? They go along with that. 49ers probably playing from a lead. Christian McCaffrey is going to get a ton of short yardage passing, handoffs. They're probably going to use Robbie Gould, field goal kicker, right? So just kind of like that operation, just game script it out and then go from there. So
I like that. I like that.
Speaking of that game, San Francisco hosting Seattle. Line opened at 9.5 down to 9. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, so first off, let's pay attention to the weather, La Nina, and everything that's going on in California. There's some weather issues that could be, not saying it is, but just pay attention.
The 8th storm
Yeah.
is about to pound California
It's
right now.
madness. Yeah, it's absolute madness.
Really?
So, yeah, pay attention to that because that absolutely affects things. But you know what? The 49ers, their operation is simple. They score first, play with a lead because they don't want to play from behind with Brock Purdy, and they just pound you. Man.
They just choke you out.
Yeah, so, this is a game probably the
very
under.
graphic.
Yeah, right?
They do.
The under, could be in play here. I really like that. But if you're looking from, a prop perspective, Robbie Gould, San Francisco's field goal kicker, if the weather's okay, right, over 1.5 field goals usually good. Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown, he's probably going to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Right? So, just keep it simple in divisional games. But if I had to make a choice, honestly, I'd say the 49ers, probably cover. They're just playing phenomenal.
That's a big number in the
Yeah,
playoffs,
it is.
and we got a
Yeah.
couple of games like that. Mickey retweeted an unbelievable stat with regard to the San Francisco 49ers. There were 276 individual 70-yard rush performances in the NFL this season. 276.
Yeah.
Individual rush performances, 70 yards or more. San Francisco 49ers allowed none of them.
None. Like they do not let you run the football, and that's Seattle,
They
right?
choke you out.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker. He might be out of the picture here, in late in the second quarter. And the 49ers haven't lost a game since trading for Christian McCaffrey. One, number two, and it doesn't apply to this game, but this is the first time in the history of the NFL that every single team that played the 49ers, the game next week, that team lost. All of them. All of them. Because they're physical, dude.
Yeah.
I always thought Kenneth
banged
Walker
up.
would be a better running back if his name were Kenny Walker.
Right? Yeah, Kenneth Walker
Oh,
is
here we go.
the third.
The third.
third,
yeah.
yep.
You gotta put the
Hey,
third
my
in
man's
there.
got some class. We ain't going to take that away
Yeah,
from
it's
him.
the third.
Yeah.
The other Saturday game, Chargers at Jaguars, and I think there's some disagreement. There's some dissension in the room.
We need to divide the road.
Marc said to hammer the Chargers. I believe that too. I was going Jaguars until we talked to Greg Cosell. And then Greg Cosell went on and on about where the Chargers are right now, and I changed my mind. So I'm hammering the Chargers. What are you doing?
Well, I'll tell you this. I like the Jaguars, but let me say, it is usually everyone wants to go on a vacation in an island. This is not an island I feel good about going to, right? Where it's like all you guys are all on the Chargers. But I kind of like the Jaguars in this situation. Like, I like the feel and the flow of what Doug Peterson has his team doing.
You, Aaron Rodgers.
The scary part is that the Chargers defense is for real, and Trevor Lawrence will turn the ball over if you make him. So that's the scary part. But if you're giving me the Jaguars at home plus 2.5, I'll ride that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I am.
Are you
That is
Jaguars?
where you are.
Also, Austin
I'm Chargers
Eckler.
all
We were
day.
talking about prop bets.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler is another good one for like an anytime touchdown. The dude generally scores a touchdown for that team.
It's
So
all over the place.
yeah.
I just Mike Williams out. We saw that come out today.
Yeah.
That's going to play a factor. But
Right.
outside of that, I just think, man, Herbert's good. They got many weapons on offense, man, and then that defense, dude. I'm hanging my hat on Derwin James.
Yeah.
To be able to get.
He's a monster, man.
Man, what?
A monster. And like we even got him for like a full year.
Yeah, yeah,
It's crazy. I'm
Yep,
with you.
yep.
And on that same note, keep an eye here too. I don't know the number, but the Jaguars defense has forced like an interception. I think in like 7 or 8 straight games. Like both of these teams are fair. Like this could be the best game of the weekend that really nobody's like talking about. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Yeah.
Like it a lot.
You want to go into Sunday? Miami
Yeah.
at Buffalo. How hard is it to evaluate teams that are playing their third string quarterback in a playoff game?
Impossible. I mean, it's impossible, right? Because it changes. Like, think of the difference when Malik Willis would play. And I'm not talking about like the pass attempts or anything like that, right? Even when it was rolling, right? Like
Yeah.
the Chiefs game, like, excuse me, like it looked good. But it changed the way that they kind of ran the offense. Like going into that game, Derrick Henry was really in the short passing game. And we were hitting those props left and right.
Yep.
As soon as Malik came in, that stopped because it just changes the way that the offense goes. So, yeah, it's difficult there. I'll say this, man, like, what is that number, 13.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
big.
huge. And, like, that's a divisional game, too. And you know what? Like, I think this game is excellent on an under because I bet the Dolphins don't score 10 points. And I bet the Bills look at it and say, you know what? Let's get up early. We're going to run Devin Singletary
Shorten the
1,000
game.
times and just get out of this thing and not get injured because they have bigger things. So, yeah, I'd roll the under on that game.
This is one right here that wavers on a lot of people, and it kind of hurt us, the Minnesota Vikings, man. We were rolling with the prop bets with Jefferson.
This is another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
There's
one.
dissension
It's like,
in the room.
what do you do? I know who I'm rolling with. I'm rolling with the Vikings, but
Yep.
AB, what you got?
Well, okay, so these two teams are the two highest teams in the NFL this year of one-score games. Like every single Giants game and every single Vikings game was one-score games. I'll tell you this. If you want to look at team props, take a look at the Vikings points scored in the fourth quarter. They have scored more points in the fourth quarter than,
Really?
oh my God, it's like the Eagles in the second quarter. Remember we talked about it?
Yeah,
Like,
yep.
it's just insane because it's always a one-score game or they're playing from behind, right? So, look, it's tough. I think I'd roll the Vikings too. If
Yeah.
it's 3 or under, 3.5,
Yeah.
probably. You know, not that I think that it's a big difference for the Giants. I just don't want to risk it. I'll tell you the best. Probably, if you're wanting to play one play in this game, Vikings kicker Greg Joseph over 1.5 field goals. This team,
home.
Really?
This dude lines up like you see it. Like he'll line up from 65
And
out. He's like, I got it. Don't
yeah.
worry about it. Right?
Because
And-
he asserts his
He's
dominance.
asserting his dominance.
Absolutely,
That's what I
right?
was
And
gonna
like this
say.
team does, like they'll have like unless they throw a 75-yard bomb, like they have red zone issues. So yeah, like Joseph Vikings field goals plus no weather in a dome,
Yeah.
comfortable, yeah.
You got one more segment in you?
Oh yeah,
All right, Allan Bell, we'll hit on Ravens Bengals, and the Tennessee-Kentucky line is out. You might be a little surprised to hear what it is. That's next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Here's who I'm going to endorse for you, Loan Pronto. And a lot of you out there think mortgage rates might still be super high, but think again, they've plummeted. They are now 5-month lows. So call my friends at Loan Pronto to see how low rates are, because it may be time to do that refinance that you've been putting off, or maybe it's time to get back to house hunting for you. Maybe your current home rate is over 6%. Here's the deal. You can get a quick, easy refi with Roger Moore and my friends over at Loan Pronto, and they can help you out. They're doing refis right now with APRs in the 4s. So call now, take advantage of a big rate drop, and you could also take advantage of maybe paying off some credit card debt that you have right now. Get those credit cards to zero as well, or start a home improvement project, or get out of that 7% loan that you were forced into last year. Loan Pronto can help you do all of it, and they'll do it quickly and easily. Go to loanpronto.com, 615-499-5780. That is Loan Pronto at 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Bet it, Babsy. All right, Superbook Sports, man. That's where I'm going to go to. I'm going to do a magic trick. I'm going to put Vegas in the palm of your hand if you close your eyes. All right, open your eyes. Put your phone in your hand first. Now, download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com. Voila, you got it. You got Vegas right there in the palm of your hand. No, it's not a bunch of lights unless you turn the brightness up on your phone. But other than that, this is where you go and bet. You can get the parlay too, man. You listen to 3HL and offering up to $1,000 bonus when you sign up, deposit, and wager in the same day. It does not get any better than that. Now, a lot of games taking place. A lot. This is the time of the year, man. You got to love it. College football's over with. Yeah, we would love for it to bleed into this time of the year, but it didn't. So, you got basketball. Bet on it. Kentucky's coming to town in Knoxville, baby. What you gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do. Either ride with me or ride against me. It don't matter. At least we riding. All right. You got the playoff games taking place also. Get in action right now with Superbook Sports. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Book it.
3HL 1045 The Zone. What up? Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, producer Joe Hunk, and Allan Bell from Sportsline in the studio. AB.
What's good?
AB.
We got games.
What kind of prop bets you looking at this weekend?
Well, I'll tell you this. I think we're about to talk about it, but everybody on the planet is going to want to be betting on Dak Prescott to throw a pick, and rightfully so. I think it's been like 8 games in a row.
Yep.
I mean, that's a given, right?
Yeah. The problem is that it's priced at like minus 190, so you're going to have to pay. You have to pay to do it. But here's the thing. It's going to be Tom Brady that's throwing picks in that game. He's throwing 50 times a game. Yeah, with no run
At some
game.
point.
And that Dallas D-line and the Dallas secondary is both pretty good. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Isn't it amazing that Tom Brady's throwing 50 balls
It's
a game?
unbelievable.
I mean,
he's going to lead the league.
at that age.
Yeah, he's going to lead the league for the second year in a row, the most passing attempts. Like, it's crazy. And here's another one. Just random. Going into this weekend, the oldest starting quarterback in the AFC is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
Holy
It's
moly.
serious.
Yeah. That's how young that these quarterbacks are across the league.
You better
Guess
get in
what
gear.
that is?
Yeah.
Not good if you're in the
Nope.
AFC without a quarterback.
No.
Yeah, Ravens. No
Yeah.
quarterback. At Bengals, line actually came down from 8 to 7.5. What do you think?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going the opposite way. I think the Bengals are going to smash in this game, and I'll tell you why. Look, the Ravens have good defense. I don't trust their offense at all. And here's the problem. We just saw these two teams play, and the Bengals, quite frankly, shot themselves in the foot multiple times and still won and still covered, and that was coming off that Bills-DeMar Hamlin game.
Yeah.
Now you're playing the same team second week in a row. Odds are you're not going to, cancel 2 touchdowns out on yourself. All right, probably play a little better. And I don't really see much difference in what the Ravens do. It's probably going to be the exact same game. So, yeah, I'll roll in that one. The Bengals.
I like I'm especially at this point in the year. Believe what you see. I believe in what Cincinnati is. I believe in them wanting to come out and make a statement like Joe Burrow. That confidence has just oozed over into this season, and it's like, man, just put me on the field. Man. Give me my guys and put me on the field.
Dude, the other day, it was I guess it was after the Ravens game or maybe after practice or something, when a reporter asked and said, which was funny, like he's getting older or something. They're like, are you worried about your window? And he goes, my window's my career.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, okay, all right, Joe.
As long as I'm here, we got a chance.
We got a great chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so here's a question real quick. All right, if you were betting, an anytime touchdown scorer in this game, and we'll just keep it at the Bengals, okay? Would you rather go Joe Mixon on the ground, or would you rather go Jamar Chase in the air? And I don't have the prices in front of me, but they're probably pretty similar.
Oh,
maybe Mixon a little more expensive.
I love Joe Mixon on the ground, only running.
No, it could be passed too.
I'm gonna go Joe Mixon.
Yeah. All right.
I'll go Joe Mixon.
I know you have messed around with some Bengal prop bets.
I like Chase though,
this
boy.
year.
Oh yeah. Hey, Evan McPherson, their kicker. That's another good one right here too. Yeah. We seen it. They'll use him for sure.
What you think about him and Chase? Who would you go with?
Man, probably Mixon.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase. You've definitely got the option, but T Higgins. You've got.
That's the thing.
And with
AB.
Mixon, he can break one off. And he's definitely probably going to be. They're going to be playing from ahead. So you got a positive game script, running the football. They use him in the short yardage passing. Yeah.
See, and then you got the way the Bengals. Joe Burrow spread that thing around, man. You get to locking in on Chase and Boyd have 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You got tight ends jumping over people.
You do something hey, you can't lock in on him.
Yeah.
You mentioned it a little bit ago. Dallas at Tampa Bay. Dallas a 2.5-point favorite on the road against Tom Brady.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to fade the public again on this one. I'm going Dallas Cowboys. Win, cover, all of it. And I'll tell you why. I don't like Tom Brady throwing 50 times a game. I don't like a team that doesn't have an offensive line. Yep. I don't like a team that can't run the football. And I don't like a team whose defense is questionable. Right now, now Dallas. Look, here's the other side, though. Dallas
Dallas screws you all the time.
They're schizophrenic.
All the time.
Dallas is schizophrenic.
Yep. And as Dom is saying, they haven't played a meaningful game in almost a month.
Yeah,
right.
They didn't take the Titans game seriously. They didn't take last week against Washington seriously. Right? It's hard to turn that on and off. But then again, all those things with the Bucs, and if Dallas just gets out and starts running the football, if Zeke breaks one, Pollard breaks one, and they start getting hyped, they build off of it. You know what I mean? You guys playing basketball, you feed off one of your other guys, and you look up, you're like, oh man, we're up 35.
Dude.
Yeah. So that's I'm gonna roll Dallas. If there's a check like a checkmark list of 10 things. Like Dallas covers 9 of them.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks have to have a perfect game offensively and Dallas to be terrible offensively.
See, that whole breakdown of what you just gave about Tampa Bay, I don't know why I wasn't thinking that. And that's all glaring things that pop off the screen to you with Tampa Bay.
I tried to tell you.
I know.
Did you already bet?
No, I didn't. But my whole thing is what you said, Babsy. Every single time we expect them to move on, Dallas fumbles.
Yep.
So they do something. Somebody.
They're allergic to the playoffs.
They are.
It's somebody.
Yeah.
And that comes from coaching all the way down to the players.
Yeah.
Like
they get those ice pick headache pains like
it's
Don had
crazy.
last week.
Crazy.
Shooting pains.
Dak Prescott.
Get ya.
Dak Prescott's had a pick 6 in like 3 games. Like, what is that?
Well, and Cosell talked about how bad he was last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they can run the ball, and they will stop and say, you know what, Dak, take us home.
Yeah.
And then he'll be Dak at times and throw it away. It's like, wow.
From Wes Rucker, SEC Hoops records since 2017. Number 5, Alabama, 53-41. Number 4, LSU, 57-36. Number 3, Auburn, 61-33.
Hey.
Again, this from 2017. Number 2 in the league, Kentucky, 63-30. Number 1, Tennessee, 65-28. That's from 2017 until now. Tennessee, Kentucky tomorrow at 11 a.m. The Vols have won 2 in a row and 6 out of 9 against Kentucky. Tennessee 11-9 in the last 20 against the Cats. Rick Barnes 10-7 against Kentucky at Tennessee. John Calipari 19-15 against Tennessee at Kentucky. The point spread just came out. Tennessee is a 14-point favorite over Kentucky, which, according to Wes Rucker, would be the largest underdog situation for Kentucky since 2008.
Wow. Fade it.
It's like
Fade it.
AB, correct me if I'm reading this wrong.
Yeah.
It's like they're begging you to bet on Kentucky
They are.
and the 14.
They are. And they are because the books have the same thing in their head that Slay does. Vols might rout them up. Honestly, look, and I'll say this. Coming into the Vanderbilt game Tuesday, legitimately, because we were on CBS Sports HQ that night breaking it down. Coming into that night, Tennessee had been playing, and this is no hyperbole, the greatest 5-game stretch run of defense in the history of college basketball. They were keeping like teams at like 20% shooting. It was ungodly, right? Yeah. But we also broke down on that show that doesn't last. Like, it's going to stop. Yep. And I said, you know what? It's probably going to stop tonight against Vanderbilt. And what's going to happen is Vanderbilt play a little bit. You know, Tennessee will win the game. Don't worry about it, right? But it kind of works out because Rick Barnes is going to use that, and he did it at halftime.
He went off.
He went off at halftime.
They were down by 2.
Yep. And they worked quickly. Like, Rick Barnes got his point across. But number 2, it's kind of like how Kirby had that thing with Ohio State where it's like, it's hard to yell at a team that's really good, but you give them a reason.
Yeah, they going to go in.
I think Tennessee's going to come out on fire on Saturday. And it's going to be a loud atmosphere.
Rocking.
Yeah.
Rocking.
And let me also say this. Tennessee fans, I know Kentucky fans are upset, and they've been, do a little crying on the radio about where their team is.
Yeah.
I want to assure you that everyone in Knoxville does not care about what your feelings are. Nope.
At all.
They've heard you. They've heard you.
At all.
They've heard it for 60 years from you.
Yeah.
Like they ain't gonna care.
This situation, the team coming in a wounded duck, and you're limping. Nobody we not a little kitty cat. There's some of the precious things when they're out and they're struggling and they're wounded.
Yeah.
I don't like cats, you know what I mean, for that specific reason because they're kitty cats from up north. But the whole time they make you just ask Buck. They make you want to embrace them, like bring them in and nurture them and get them back there. Yeah, with them little pretty eyes and stuff like that. We don't care nothing about that, man. We got dogs up there. Smokey don't care nothing about that, man. Come on in here, you want to? It's going down at TBA. Chris Lofton going in the Rafters. Come on, y'all.
Man.
Kentucky, we on your neck.
Hey, I'll say this. I can't wait for that Tennessee-Alabama basketball game. You want to talk about the best defensive team in the country against arguably the best offensive team? And Tennessee can score, too. Don't act like, they'll go to 80, but.
Yeah, but Bama's got a lot of length.
Guess what?
And athletic. There's something.
The only separator in that game is the site.
Yeah.
I think whoever's playing at home wins that game, and Tennessee's playing at home. That's the only reason they win that game. If they were playing Alabama, Alabama would beat them. Neutral site,
probably so. Yeah,
I think the best guy gets them. and they got the best guy in Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
At
That's gonna be a hell of a game.
AllanBell247
That's gonna
on
be a
Twitter.
game.
He will answer any of your questions at any time of day.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I wanted to say this real quick. The Early Edge, I just found out this morning, the Early Edge, all right, our show podcast, it is a top 3 most downloaded podcast in all of CBS Sports. And you guys are a huge part of that. 3HL, the 3HL crew, everybody, 104.5. You guys are so nice to me. So I want to say thank you. Like, you guys have built up our audience from your great audience. So seriously, thank you very much. Yeah, for real.
Speaking of our audience, I'm going to tweet something out real quick. So go to @3HL1045 to see some information that's floating around out there that we can't talk about, but we can tweet it. So that's coming up next.
I can't wait to see it.
Thanks, AB. Good stuff, man.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, when we come back,
Thanks,
Auburn
AB.
basketball coach Bruce Pearl will share his thoughts on Chris Lofton next on 104.5 This Up. Need to get stocked up for the weekend. Go see my friend Jason, his crew at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. I'm going to get that done today on the way home. 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood in the Public Shopping Center. These are your guys. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. They are closed on Sunday. Delivery through the Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits app and curbside pickup as well. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, locally owned, serving Brentwood for more than 17 years. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits has a unique selection of wine and spirits with a vast selection of local craft beers and hard-to-find brands, and the big stores don't or won't carry some of these things. So you can find some creative options at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. And don't forget, while you're grabbing that bottle of your favorite wine or spirit, to pick up the perfect cigar to end the night. If you're looking for the perfect gift for a housewarming, birthday, or just a thank you, Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits has customized baskets for you to grab and go with wines, spirits, local olives, chocolates. It's the perfect gift for that cocktail lover. Do want to let you know, every Wednesday is Senior Day, so come in for special discounts, and every day they honor the military discount. Case discounts every day, too. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, MarylandFarmsWS.com, 101 Creekside Crossing in Brentwood by the Publix 3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. And we're delighted to bring this dude back into the mix on 3HL. Bruce Pearl, Auburn basketball coach. BP, what's up? How are you?
Man, it is great to be back on 3HL. Holy cow. I mean, back in the day when I was on sabbatical from Tennessee and in between Auburn, we used to talk a couple times a week about college basketball. It's great to be back with you guys.
We did, and you were kind to do that. And then you got the ESPN gig, so you're doing TV, and you still made the time to do our show, and that means the world to us, man. And really appreciate.
Come on, man, the $50 a week that you guys are paying me, I couldn't walk away from that.
Wait a second, that's more than we get. Hold on.
You can't throw that out there because we do have guests that are on weekly that don't get that.
High negotiations going on now. Baby.
Hey, man, love that we're into the thick of college basketball season, the conference season. How are things going for you down at Auburn?
Good. Not great, but good. You know, I've got a good team. It's amazing that in the year 2022, we were able to be ranked in the top 25 every single week. We've now been, I think it's been 29 or 30 consecutive weeks where we've been ranked. And that's the thing for me, guys, just the consistency. I don't know if it's, given how good Tennessee or Alabama is, if this team is championship good, that's on me, not them. The kids are really working hard. We're pretty good defensively. Offense is difficult, but it's been that way for everybody. So, anyways, I'm good, and I wish I could be down in Knoxville on Saturday to be there when they put that 5 up in the rosters in the banner in the rafters. Excuse me. And so proud of Chris, and I will miss not being there, and especially not being there with all the fans and all of his former teammates.
It's going to be fun, and we appreciate the perspective on Chris Lofton because you were there. You had a front row seat for that guy's career. And let me go back to the beginning, BP. When you took the Tennessee job, what did you know about the roster? What did you know about Chris Lofton? Because for those that don't know, he had gone through a really good freshman season and was kind of contemplating what he wanted to do with a coaching change. What did you know about the roster? What did you know about him?
You know, I knew a little bit about the roster. I knew that there were talented pieces on the roster. I knew that obviously they had struggled. I watched Tennessee play, and I thought Buzz had done a good job. They just didn't necessarily have a system for how they wanted to play. They played different opponents differently, but you could definitely tell there were pieces. And I heard about this Lofton kid that came out of nowhere, not a very highly recruited kid, but he had this amazing freshman year. But the other thing I heard was he was getting ready to bounce, that he was going to leave Tennessee and go to Kentucky or Louisville because they both didn't recruit him, and they saw what kind of player he was and what a great job Buzz and Tennessee had done with him. And so I came in and, met with the team and talked a little bit about our culture and the things we're going to try to do. So meanwhile, I'm just Bruce Pearl from mid-major Milwaukee, Wisconsin. No, but it was when Mike Hamilton hired me, he did not win the press conference. That's for sure. And, no, he didn't. And so I'm sure those kids are like, man, who is this guy? What did he do? But after that very first meeting, we talked about some team rules and some simple things that we're going to do, and tighten up the discipline a little bit and bring God back in the locker room a little bit more, and just some different things. Well, the first day on the job, Chris, which rarely ever happened to him, all right, plus a couple of the teammates that happen all the time, missed class. Mm-hmm. And when I found out that this was the group that missed class, it was shocking that Chris missed class because he never does that sort of stuff. But he did on this particular day, and I think God had a plan. I brought those guys in, and I ran until somebody puked. And the bottom line was, Chris then, this is what he told me. After that morning run, I called my mom and dad and said, I'm staying at Tennessee. Because he recognizes that one of the things that there was needed was a little bit more discipline. And obviously, Five had an amazing career because as a student athlete, he never cut corners. He never cut class. He trained as hard as anybody, and he lived a great American dream. He was not. He didn't have the size to be an NBA player or a first-team all-conference player, he made the most of the gifts God gave him and then some. Yeah. And I think he gave hope to people because of what he achieved. And then, of course, in outliving cancer, did the exact same thing, with his cancer. And he allowed us to publicize something that was fairly personal after it all went down. And, there you go, outlive. We gave millions of dollars away to people in the state of Tennessee that were battling cancer, and recognizing the best way to outlive cancer is to detect it early. And he got it detected early, and he outlived it.
Unbelievable. Coach, what kind of an impact or difference did he make in you as a person and a coach?
Well, I think he always would understand that sometimes less can be more. That who cares how many stars is in front of a guy's name, what kind of teammate they are, what kind of how do they impact winning, what kind of a competitor, how unselfish, and it just made you realize that once again that it doesn't matter where somebody's rated, and use your own eyes. And Chris did that. He was fearless. And he was the best bad ball shooter that I've ever coached. And if Chris Lofton had a better coach, he'd have broken all kinds of records. But he had such a bad coach that he had to take all those bad shots and made half of them.
Slay always talks about his shooting.
I'm telling
always.
you,
Slay was a bad ball shooter too, man. Auburn basketball coach Bruce Pearl with us on 3HL. Of course, Chris Lofton, his number 5 will be raised to the Rafters tomorrow against Kentucky.
Coach, man, first of all, I did hear about that story when I was overseas, and they were hitting me like, hey, man, what is going on? Why is this man running like this? I said, hey, man, just stick it out. Y'all will be all right. But these were backroom conversations that you had no idea about. So, hey, this is the thing, though, man. A lot of your players resemble you, and they reflect you, the effort and energy that you give it to the job as far as getting up. And I don't know if people know you getting up, lifting with guys, going to workouts, being there day in, day out, really being hands-on outside and outside of just the basketball court. Now, I need some controversy right here, Coach. I'm with it, and I need you to go on and rate because I got a lot of your players' phone numbers that I stay in touch with. Who is the best shooter when it comes to shooting that rock? Is it Chris Lofton or I know Clay Tucker and a lot of guys that can really put that ball in the hole. But when it comes to shooting, who can put that ball in the hole like him?
Well, there's nobody, Ron. There's nobody better than Chris. Yeah. Chris was the best, and he was the best contested shooter that I ever coached. You could put a hand in his face; it didn't matter. Yeah. He could see it; he could make it. And there's so many memorable shots. We never lost at Georgia because he made 3 threes in that same corner every second half. And just stuff he just don't. And then who will ever remember coming out of timeout? I designed some worthless play, and Lofton takes it and pulls on Kevin Durant from about 30 and knocks it down. and then the other one was in the NCAA tournament. We're fixing to get beat in a 2-15 matchup against Winthrop, and Chris Lofton hits a little baseline corner jump shot. Dane Bradshaw threw that ball from the side OB, and he pulls up from 15 and knocks it down with a hand in his face, and we survive and advance. So just so many great memories. But you know what, Ron? Just like I'd love to see Chris. I'd love to see his family. I'd love to see 5 up in the Rafters. And when I get there with my Auburn team, there's no doubt there'll be a tear in my eye when I look up at the Rafters and see him up there with Ernie and Bernie and Dale and Allan and John Ward and that it's a special honor. But I'm going to miss as much as anything. I'm going to miss tonight. Marc Pankratz, one of my former coaches, is hosting a lot of the former players at his house. We put together some special videos for Chris and some different things that I think he's going to really enjoy. I'll miss not seeing my players. That would be something, if I wasn't coaching in Auburn, that would be something I would love to be at, just to be able to be there and see all my former guys.
Ain't no doubt about it, man. Giving a lot of love to CeeLo, man, as this will be his day, man, coming up tomorrow. I'm going to miss it as well, Coach. But I will say this, man, you're giving so much love out. Let me tell you this, man. You are one of the first guys that showed me what a college coach is supposed to be like. And the sad thing about it is this was after my playing days. That was the troubling part. But you always welcomed me with open arms, man, and I thank you for that, man. Your son, Lil Pearl, that's my guy, man. We stay in contact.
Yeah.
But, hey, I appreciate you and everything you do on all your journey, man. You know I'm always pulling for you.
I appreciate that, Ron. You know, it's a great lesson. It really is a great lesson in the sense that, you know, I was the coach at Tennessee. You were one of the former all-time greats to play at Tennessee. And it didn't matter whether you were one of the best players or just one of the players. You reached out to me and indicated that you wanted to have a relationship with me. And then you and I took it from there. And there was never anything you wanted or needed. You just wanted to support and have that relationship, and we did. And even after I left, we maintained it. And it's just a great lesson for people to respect each other and treat each other that way, because you could hear in Ron's voice he was grateful for it. And I'm grateful that you have that relationship with my son. You know, Stephen graduated from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Stephen Pearl was a part of 5 NCAA tournament teams at Tennessee. In many ways, Stephen Pearl's always going to be a Tennessee ball. Mm-hmm. Now he's the associate head coach here at Auburn, and hopefully some days he takes over for me here at Auburn. But you'll never be able to take Tennessee out of either one of us.
Yeah. Coach, real quick before you go, though. Hey, man, I covered your big fella, Janai Broom, man. Y'all get my man to rock some. Coach, double, man. You know I got the big man bias, man. Come on. Get my big fella going.
You do have that big man bias. You do have that big man. Hey, guess what? First possession against Mississippi State, I'm going to get him the ball, okay?
Oh, I'm going off, Coach. You know I'll be on the SEC Network, so I'm giving you a shout-out immediately when that happens.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Hey, thanks, BP. Appreciate you, man.
Warrior guys, take care.
All right, there is Bruce Pearl, 3HL. More next on 104.5 The Zone. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Big snowstorm today. Maybe you need a 4-wheel drive. They've got you covered, new or pre-owned truck, car, SUV, whatever you need. They'll be able to help you out. Jeep just bought a Jeep from these guys, and they're awesome people. Daniel Gupton, the guys are ready to help you. There will be no pressure at all. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you. So make that trip. Short drive, 30 minutes from downtown Nashville to Springfield, Tennessee. 3450 Tom Austin Highway is the address. And you'll be able to ask your questions, get your answers, take your test drive, go inside. They'll help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. The website, GuptonMotors.com. All of the information about the dealership is there. All of the inventory is there as well. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Super Bowl 57 coming up. 104.5 The Zone is going on the road to Radio Row in Phoenix, Arizona, thanks to Ferguson. Tune in every day as we broadcast live from Radio Row with tons of very special guests and hear exclusive interviews that you will not get anywhere else. Our Radio Row coverage brought to you by Ferguson HVAC. Quality products, exceptional service. For more information, visit 1045thezone.com/events today. I have some random bits of news.
Well, give it to us, Joral.
And I think Davenport's got the latest. I'm not making an announcement, and I'm going to take this phone call first. Donald and Franklin's going to go first, but I do have some random bits of news. I also think that Don Davenport has some general manager interview nuggets.
Oh, well,
For the
I've just been, digging into them. But yes, as far as I'm sorry, let me turn my volume up here. Let me turn myself up.
What is going on with you? Right before we turn our mics on, she holds up a sheet of paper and goes, "Is this 8x8?"
I know. I was like, "What is this?"
What y'all thinking home? 8x12?
What's a regular piece of paper? 8x12?
I think
8x11?
legal size is 8x11 and a half, which I don't think that's what that is.
So this is 12.
But that's not legal size?
No. Legal size is the longer,
Legal size is 8.5 by 14.
Oh,
See?
14.
I'm telling you, so
be
this is 8 by
11 and a half.
12.
I think it's 11 and a half.
Why you keep trying to put a half on it? Why you want to hook on that, dog?
I'm putting a hook on.
Live by the hook, die by the hook, Slay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
right.
gosh. Yeah, die by the hook.
Yeah. It's like Wisconsin women. Cheese curds and beer.
Dude.
Just a little bit wider.
Not coming back with a wife.
A little bit wider.
Yes, Titans completed interviews today with Rand Carthen, who is the Niners director of player personnel, and then also Glenn Cook, who is the Cleveland Browns assistant GM, and also VP of player personnel, I think.
Yeah, I don't know anything about these dudes, except I've heard really good things about that guy. I couldn't
Who,
pick.
Glenn Cook?
If Glenn
or
Cook
Rand?
walked in here and just hit me right in the face, I wouldn't know it was him.
Yeah. Well, probably because he's been with the Browns since 2016. So, the Browns are going to Browns.
Slay
It
be
makes
like,
me want
"Mayor."
him as GM.
Slayer be like, Slayer. Slay be like, "Mayor."
Dude just hit you in your face,
Who
dog.
just hit you in the face? I don't know.
I'd probably Glenn Cook.
Yeah.
He's considered to be one of those
Talk about me.
rising young star executives interviewed for, I want to say, what GM jobs were open last year. He interviewed for GM jobs last year for several of them, whatever was open, and became the assistant GM for the Browns before 2022.
There you go.
Okay.
So,
T-Rod 999 says 8.5 by 11.
thank you.
I got the half on the wrong number.
You got the
Told
half
you
on the
couldn't
wrong
mess with the
number.
hook.
Yep.
Well, the half was on the 8.
8.5 by
I had
11.
it on the
That's
11.
right.
Okay.
That's true. Hey, before you go real quick
All
and
right.
tell us something, because you got something to tell us. No, you do think you
Such a
got
well-organized machine here.
I want to
Before
ask
you tell us
Babsy.
something.
Before you go.
I wanted to ask Babsy, is this supposed to be a quick
Process?
process? Yeah, that's the word I was looking
No,
for. Because this is happening rapidly.
I think they
Yes.
want to have somebody done by the end of next week.
Well,
Okay.
they need to have somebody done by
Senior
the
Bowl.
last week in January, which is the Senior Bowl.
Yeah,
so
for sure that.
last week
Okay.
in January, it's the 13th. So Miss Amy took care of the in-house candidates earlier this week. Now there's 2 more.
Okay.
I've heard of how many numbers do I have on this page?
I don't know.
I've
but
got
Is
7.
it 8.5 by 11?
No, but it is 7.5 candidats. No, I'm kidding.
Absolutely. Who's that?
Well, because
Poor Horatio.
I will say the 8th candidate who was 49ers assistant GM, which apparently there's some love with the 49ers front office staff and what they're doing. But Adam Peters, who turned down the Titans and the Cardinals request to interview. And he was in New England when Vrabel was there and all that. But apparently he is not interested in the Titans GM job and not interested in the Cardinals GM job. His excuse was, I want to focus on this 49ers playoff run that we have going on, which is fine. But I'm like, isn't your hay in the barn for this playoff run? Like you've kind of
You're not
already
gonna make no moves.
done
Yeah,
your job as an assistant GM. Like everything's in place. Now you just have to run.
So if you're wondering, who can they talk to and who can they not, it's teams not playing this weekend or teams that are already done.
Yes.
So it's the bye teams or
That's my problem. Like, why wouldn't you want to talk to a championship GM or assistant GM?
I mean, yes, that's a legit
We
point.
need more dailies.
But yeah, but you could also look at who's the one that I was looking at.
He gave us great entertainment value this year.
Okay,
Don't worry,
but
when the awards come up, he'll be up.
example though, Ian Cunningham is on the Titans list. No, he's not.
No.
Chicago.
I was saying that about Daly. It just
Okay,
took me
well,
a
you're
second to
late.
get over there.
Me and Slayer are here messing around. She's over here trying to do like a legit radio
Because I asked her a
podcast.
real question.
You did ask me a real question, but Ian Cunningham works for the Chicago Bears, right? An assistant GM for the Chicago Bears. Wouldn't think that the Bears is. I mean, you look at the Bears and you're like, they're kind of a dumpster fire.
Yes.
I'm not sure I want any executive that has to do anything with the Bears, right?
But
this guy, rising young guy, experience-wise, and if you look, he's only been with the Bears for a year because he just came from the Eagles. And he built that roster and that current roster, and you see what they're doing.
Very true.
And handled all the SEC scouting for them. So you're talking all the Alabama guys and Georgia guys and you know, the talent in the trenches throughout the SEC. Like, he was their scouting guy for that. So to your point, you kind of have to look at the background of some of these guys too, because even though he's with the Bears and that's a dumpster fire and he's the assistant GM, he's only been there a year. So how much can you change in a year? Right.
But good report.
I got you. Thank you, Babs.
Anyway, so
Now, you got something to say?
There's Babs reporting in from the NFL general manager, Titans GM desk.
Good job, Babs.
yes,
The Bureau.
we can dive in more on Monday once kind of everything's taken shape.
Maybe we can just call her the Bureau from now on.
I don't want to be the Bureau. The Bureau.
Here comes the Bureau.
Sounds like, I don't know.
Sounds like the Bureau.
It's terrible. Sounds like you're not good enough to not be in the Bureau, but you're just in the Bureau.
You got a couple of qualities. So
Right. Like, you're not in the real office, you're in the Bureau, which is like 45 minutes outside of town.
It's the suburb office.
You're the poor man's Bureau.
You're the poor man's reporter right there.
It's like Dunder Mifflin.
Oh, boy.
I'm not the Bureau, damn it. Okay.
Polar Plunge, I want to tell you about that. Join 104.5 The Zone and hundreds of other brave souls across the state for the coolest thing you'll do in 2023. The 23rd Music City Polar Plunge is Saturday, February 25th at Nissan Stadium. Whether you jump or just put your toes in, you'll be helping us build a bigger, better, and cooler community for 17,000 and more Special Olympic athletes. For more information or to register, visit specialolympics.tn.org/polar plunge today.
I like it. Hunk, you're doing that, right?
Hunk is.
That is correct.
There you go. Hold it down for us, Hunk.
Careful.
I'm not.
Careful, Hunk.
What's up?
Need tape on your nipples or something.
Are you diving in, Hunk?
Doing a
Or
flip.
cannonball? Are you?
Sure, why not?
Doing a flip.
Sure, why not?
Is it ice in that water, or is it just cold?
It's just cold. Are you going to do a backflip or a front flip?
I'm going to do a front flip because if I do a back flip, I'm probably just going to break my neck on the thing trying to do the flip.
Yeah, let's not do that.
So let's go with the front flip.
Backflip is easier to do than a front flip.
Not for me.
Yoro.
Yeah, to get on your feet. Anybody can do a front flip and just crash in on your back or something. Not do a full rotation.
Man, you know how many people gonna get stuck trying to flip backwards.
Yeah,
Like,
you just throw your feet over your head. That's it. You just throw your feet over your head.
I can't even think about doing it.
I bet Ecky Bob could do one just standing here.
Ekibot most definitely can do one. He can do one.
You want to talk about the world's most interesting man is Ecky Bob.
Becoming.
Yeah, it's like he's like an onion. You just peel back layers, and you just find more.
This is absolutely right.
Remember when Kyrie, speaking of flip, remember when Kyrie flipped the bird in Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Celtics are 6-0 against the Nets since then.
Ah,
That wasn't a playoff game. I think that might have been this first game, second game back.
Yeah, did you get Bird in Boston also as a part of that?
Yeah.
Pun fully intended.
Yeah.
Preds won 4 in a row, but they've dropped 2 straight. So it's like, every time I'm in the kitchen.
I ain't gonna say it.
You in the kitchen.
I'm waiting on them in the spring.
You're waiting on the
Where are
spring.
we in the playoff standings?
Really far down.
Oh, yeah.
You ever try to go find the year you were born when you try to go and get into on a website and you got to scroll really far down to find your year?
Dang, they that far?
Just put that, but make it NHL teams.
Wow.
By the way, that's the most depressing thing ever.
Yeah, that was it.
It is kind of depressing, isn't it?
Yes.
Just scrolling down.
But see, Babs only has to go back to like 1997.
Oh.
What?
I got an announcement.
Right. What?
Wait, you just went, ooh, ah.
No, because I've been thinking about this today.
Okay.
Man, we got to give a shout out.
2.
Metro basketball. Last night, Hillsborough played East
Hillsborough's
at
doing
East.
well.
Yes, packed to the Rafters. The fire marshal had to come and say nobody else can enter the building.
What?
That's old school Nashville
That's
Metro
fun.
basketball right there, man.
Yeah.
No problems. A great game, intense, competitive. East came out on top. Man, that was good to see, and it was on my TV 30. So during the week, that's pretty dope, man. So I gotta give love to East and Hillsborough making that happen, man. We need to get back to that, man, because in the '90s that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Any gym you walked in, dude, was gonna be packed. So kudos to them. Way to go show up.
We went to every game at Hillsborough and we sucked.
Yeah, just went anyway. Huh?
I told you, we went and saw Whites Creek. Whites Creek was ranked number 1 in the country by ESPN.
was
They came
different.
in, and David Vaughn on the first play, there goes the tip, ball down the floor, off the glass, finger roll. He catches it, alley-oop off the glass, backwards dunk, 2-0. They won by 100.
Goodness grief, y'all! What were y'all doing?
Yeah, ask most Phillips.
100.
Hey, Daryl Miller, ask him too. Maybe it was after. Maybe it was after them. They weren't bad.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
That was the first year the rankings came out too.
Mm-hmm.
West Creek was the first team. Yeah.
By the way, Nashville rest in peace, Tommy Frensley, former Hillsborough basketball coach. Nashville Predators ranked 10th in the West.
So
they take 8 teams. Is that what you're going to ask?
You know what I was about to say? Yeah. So okay, we got work to do, guys.
Unless you have your third string goalie, then it's the next team up.
Yeah, you know when we get to make it. Come on, y'all, fight, man. We want to be right there. Poncho and Lefty is hanging off the roof, baby.
Can't be there.
It's gone. It's gone. I forgot. That's right. Darn. It's an imaginary building.
Ponchos and lefties.
It's an imaginary building.
Oh, no, the building is there.
Listen.
What's there now?
That's where I got the jab.
Darkness.
That it?
Sure
That is
is.
where you got the job.
He tried to take me down there with him.
I didn't try. You said you would
I
go.
went. Yeah, I went.
You were like, I'm with my boy.
I
And then
rode
you started
with
asking
you.
a bunch of questions and didn't do it.
They ain't have the right answers.
Did you not do it then?
No, they didn't have the right answers for me. Yours. If I fall out, record me. I got you, baby. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
I
was like,
that was
y'all
a show
are
right
crazy.
there. That was
I'm over here yelling at Don. Don, we're coming back.
Wait, so,
Like I got it.
so I got the Johnson & Johnson jab,
Oh.
which is like quickly wasn't even like
Oh, it's not even available anymore.
eligible. Like it was like you might as well not even had it. I'm like, well, I had it because I felt like I was going to die the next day.
You so did.
Yeah, you did. I was worried about you.
Yes, we were.
Like, I'm not getting that thing. What happened to you?
Dude. Hey,
Which
man.
you did get it.
Yeah, because you had to.
But so
if
like
you wanted
the
to work
so-
at some places.
So the jab I got doesn't even count, and Poncho and Lefties is gone.
Sure
What the
is.
heck? So that show just didn't even happen.
Sure didn't.
No,
Wow.
think
What is
that-
there?
isn't that the show where you took your shirt off, started swinging it?
That
around?
is. That didn't happen.
That's right.
That didn't happen.
Forgot about that.
So what's there now?
Well, that
huh?
was a heck of a show.
Yes, it was.
Darkness.
You keep saying that, Hunk. Like, is that a
like,
place?
are they going to open
Is that
something?
an
What's
establishment?
there?
Is darkness
There's
established?
Why
an
is it gone?
establishment that is well lit on one side. There's an establishment that's well lit on the other side, but in that spot is darkness.
That's where the I wonder if that's the Underground Railroad right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe
what
that's
I'm
where they
saying.
went.
That's what we heard. That the Underground Railroad went through there.
Yeah, no, they said that's a fact.
Yeah, that's what we heard.
It's true. We heard it was a fact too. We never saw
I
it.
hear lots of things that I
Yes,
think are facts
yes.
that turn out to not be facts.
Yes, you do.
But boy, I'll just spread them all over the radio like they are.
Just keep listening, people.
Something's bound to be right. 1045 this zone.
Oh, we've all said this phrase before, haven't we? It's not that bad. Trying to psych ourselves up for a situation that we know deep down is not that great. Well, for you, maybe it was a movie, a haircut, a traffic jam. It's not that bad. It's cold out. No, it's not that bad. Okay, well, if there's one area of life where not that bad simply won't do, it is how we stay connected at home. Because honestly, using your mobile phone for everything you do online really is that bad. Don't settle for just mobile. Switch to Xfinity and get one line of unlimited mobile with 5G and home internet together for just $50 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. You even get a free streaming box. One of my neighbors just did this and is super happy. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and switch today. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store to learn more. Restrictions do apply. Not available in all areas. Requires new Connect internet service with auto pay and paperless billing with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, fees, extra, reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of data usage. Offer ends 3/21/23.
3HL 104.5 The Zone.
That'll get you going on a Friday.
I mentioned earlier that I bet Ecky Bob could do a flip, and he texted me in all caps, I'm not doing any flip because I can't swim.
Oh, Ecky Bob, come on. That's like Buck. Buck can't swim either.
What is it with all these guys around here that can't swim?
I don't know.
I never had swimming lessons, per se, but I would argue that I'm a really good swimmer. I really didn't anticipate saying that today on the
I'm a
show.
shark.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm serious. Yeah. You don't want to find me in the water. I'm good down there.
Did you teach yourself, or did you take, like, swimming lessons?
My grandfather threw me in.
It was like sink or swim?
Yeah.
Like learn?
You know people do that with babies.
Yeah,
There's no way I could do that with my baby.
Nah, that.
I mean, I don't have any
That
babies.
looks like torture to babies, but they
It's
get right.
terrifying as a parent as
Hey,
you're watching it.
Hey, baby, you can't even understand what I'm trying to tell you, but here. And then you just throw him in the pool.
They told me act like a dog. You see how the dog swimming? Swim like him. That's how I learned. I learned doggy paddle first.
I'm not a great swimmer.
No, I'm phenomenal.
Me too.
Really?
Me and hey, we could do a
Team.
relay team.
Yes.
Can we like battle other radio stations?
Yeah.
Like Murphy over at 99.7?
Yeah, freestyle.
I can't do the backstroke.
I can backstroke.
I can't because I end up going into other lanes and stuff. Like I can't go straight.
Yeah, but that's all right. We like arch rivals of swimming. Like we just go into other people's lane. It's all right. We cool. We
I
cool.
just attack the other guy.
Yeah, and if his partner jump in, I jump in, and then it's a brawl for all right there.
What in the heck is going on right now?
What's going on?
This is what happens when the Titans aren't in the playoffs, Don.
I know Becky downstairs. She sent her boys to swim lessons. What about you? Hadley go?
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Yeah, see, there you go.
so, I always talk about Lone Pronto and doing a home improvement project. That's what we did once COVID hit and or right after COVID. So we put a pool in the backyard. Put a pool and a pavilion, and at some point this summer we'll go through the debacle that was Brentwood Codes in that pavilion. But
That's gonna be fun.
anyway, so you have a pool in your backyard. You better believe Hadley's in swim lessons.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You got to be
Got to.
careful, especially because she's so freaking fast.
She get out there.
Like you turn around and she's gone.
Them little legs ain't got long.
She's tall for her age. I don't know how, but I think there might be hope for basketball now.
Well,
Yeah, because your husband
husband
is not tall.
No. And I mean, neither am I.
I don't know. You're like normal sized woman.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
I guess I'm always around athletes. I feel like I'm so short.
Yeah, I think you cool, Babs.
But see, my parents.
Maybe not.
No,
Yeah, maybe
here's
they're
the
not
deal.
cool.
My brother's 6'3", my dad's 6'2", my mom's 5'10", 5'11", and then I just got the crap into this.
You were 5'7" for years until you found out you were 5'5".
I know, right? I was
In
that was my volleyball height.
2016, the average height for an American woman was 5'4".
See?
Oh, okay, I'm above average.
See, I told you. Plus,
That's
you
my
wear
life
heels
story,
all the time.
just above average.
I'm average and then a little bit more.
Just a little bit more, though.
Just above average.
Put a little something on that.
That's always been me, man. Average. Every bit of it.
I do. I wear 5-inch heels.
Yeah, you're always tall. Like today, you're not.
I'm okay. You ready? I'm gonna blow your mind. You see how long my legs are? My legs are like
Your legs
the
are long.
freaking length of sleighs. I am missing a vertebrae in my back.
What the hell? What happened to you?
I was born that way, and do you know how? Because I
I
always
don't know
had
if I should
back
laugh at that.
issues. I know. I always had back pain and issues or whatever. So I get to Auburn to play volleyball, and they go through all your 8,000 tests to make sure you're okay.
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
So if you would have had all of your vertebrae,
I probably would have been.
You'd have been taller.
like 2 inches taller.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
that's
you think?
about an inch or two.
I mean, you add one more vertebrae in there, I'd
Yeah.
be
It
outside
stretch on
hitter,
out.
baby.
You're like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
A couple other notes. Ben Simmons was 0 for 1 in the first half yesterday, but had 10 assists. Is he turned into that guy? Is he going to be that guy? The guy
no.
that cannot score, but he'll dish it out?
Well, he'll be the guy that cannot win. if that's what he's going to roll with. You can't score. You got to put the ball in the hole at some point.
SAWFT, suck!
Rodman didn't.
Yeah, but he was
that was
with
a
the
different
greatest
game,
scorer in
though.
life, though.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was also a different game.
yeah.
Whole plus he had like 25 rebounds a game.
Right.
True.
I told
crazy.
Drew Doherty the other day, I said, hey, man, I know y'all mess around on YouTube all the time. I was like, at some point, go watch Dennis Rodman rebound highlights. And watch him when the shot goes up. Because, like, he's studied, like, the physics of where the ball is most likely to go from wherever it's shot on the floor, and he's already moving to that area.
Yep.
And he was like, Dad, I mean, Wilt Chamberlain was a better rebounder than Rodman. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But, like, this guy was smaller than those big dudes you want to talk about. Shaq, he mentioned Shaq.
Yeah.
I'm like, watch how he does it and his athleticism. Lady Vols beat Texas A&M 62-50. They're 5-0 in the SEC. They've won 9 out of 10. Their only loss was at number 2 Stanford by 7. And this baseball note, all AAA parks will have robot umps in 2023.
There's 2 different types that you're going to have. There's going to be one that's the robotic umpire that you've been hearing about, and then there's another one that you can actually challenge the call, just like in football.
You can challenge a robot?
Yes.
How are you going to win that?
Right.
There's been times where they'll say it's a strike and the ball skips to home plate.
Oh.
Why are they out there then? They need to go back into
I love Slay.
development. Like,
He's just like, well,
yeah, that's what you guys are getting it wrong.
That's called bowling.
Yeah, that's called human.
Slay, you ever seen Angel
Human
Hernandez
error.
call a baseball game? He
No.
does the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but that's okay. He's a human. That's human error. Like, you can't be no robot out there getting it wrong. You better get it right every time.
He's probably the guy that trained it.
You can't be no robot.
You can't. No, you can't, dog. You got to get it right. You got to be on point.
I don't know, man. It's kind of like Terminator 2 to me. Like the robots are taking over.
Yeah,
They're taking over baseball.
kind of creepy.
very
Yeah.
true. Hey, can I give a shout out?
Yeah, shout out.
Hey, man, shout out, man. Shout out to my team. My team right here, man. I gave Savage some love earlier. I got to give my team some love, man. SEC Network, man. Thank y'all for thrusting me ahead, man, and, dropping little nuggets here and there and supporting me, man. Great support. I appreciate y'all.
We're super excited to watch you tomorrow.
I'm going to kill it.
Can't do it.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
will.
wait.
Just want to tell you that.
By the
Production meeting was today. If that's how it's going to be.
By the way, Slay,
I
I
can't
told
wait.
Chris
You
Lofton
can't wait.
to bust your chops about this being your first day tomorrow when, you could have been in Knoxville for his thing.
No, I told him. I was supposed to be, this was supposed to be my second time. But,
You were supposed to already have gone to the airport, but your flight keeps getting delayed.
yeah,
I'm kinda
now I don't know.
nervous
Somebody
about it.
hating on me.
6.5 hours, Slay. That's all the drive is.
Is that what it is?
I wonder, can I do
6.5.
Zoom? Can you do Zoom in the studio?
Zoom SEC Network.
Hey, this is the
Let's
first.
go to Ron Slay at his living room.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Sitting there with undershirt on, baby oil,
God, that'd probably
Think
be
they
like
ready
the best TV ever.
Boom, boom, boom.
headband.
Bringing sexy back.
You better know it.
You're like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Airplane.
Hey,
Killing it.
Yeah.
You got your outfit ready?
I'm ready, Babsy.
You're gonna kill the suit game?
I'm on point with the suit game.
Okay.
Man. Shout out to Street.
Please
Shout
tell
out
me
to
you're
Chris
not
getting
gonna
me right.
wear a hoodie
suit.
with a suit jacket.
No, I'm not
suit.
going. I'm not going with that, man.
Thank
I'm not going with that. I did receive.
That's the new style.
Yeah,
New style.
Man, I got my nice pocket square. I'm dapper. Some nice little socks to go with it. I'm repping, man.
What color?
Socks?
Yeah.
Blue with the orange basketballs.
Oh, I like it.
War Eagle, Slay.
No, what?
Orange and blue for Auburn? War Eagle Slay. You didn't have to do that.
I'm neutral.
That's great.
War
I'm
Dave
neutral.
Eagle. Hey, more of us coming up next. Have a great weekend. Love y'all. Watch Slay on Saturday. Tennessee, Kentucky tomorrow.
Let's go,
104.5
people.
The Zone.
615, baby. We going up.
Good night. God bless.
See ya.